because we stop caring about the story for the most part, right? What if we just kind of do both the patches and we do extremes at the same time? As long as there isn't a mission in between, of course.
Of course.
You know, if we have 2 hours of cutscene, I'm just saying.
I mean, it might sound crazy, but a lot of that is cutscene, but you know.
Do both the patches and we... Fuck up! You know, I played. I've played 5.5 hours of Ys, Memories of Cell Sita, which is a remake of Ys 4. It's already a banger of a game. Holy shit! Fantastic.
Sure.
It is already a great game. It's just got everything that tickles my dick. You know, like how should I like defeating strong enemies with one particular party member will give them a new skill. All these skills can also be leveled up by using them. The music, absolutely fantastic. Now you also have party members and fun side quests. The combat's very fast paced, and you have like a perfect dodge and a perfect guard. The perfect dodge slowing down time for a little bit. It's like, yes, all of that. Yes, good.
Sounds great. Now here's how I can tell you that they already ruined game overlay by putting it in the middle of the screen.
Why the fuck? Can you not change that?
No, I cannot change that now.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm checking the overlay settings. I don't think tells me I can change it.
I mean, like, have you looked on Google?
On the settings. Shift plus. No, that's the game. Go. Stop that. Let's do. What's a button I don't use it for? Fuck, I use all buttons.
What is a button? Only God will know.
Ah, there we go. Now I can move it. Yes, let's go. I can change the overlay settings, so that's how you do it.
I see.
Now, where do I place the building? Video? Who the hell uses video?
Me? I don't know who uses video.
Alright, so there you go. Now it's nice and up in the corner. But if I want to, I can put it into the middle of the screen for some.
Now, for some fucking reason, I am going to have to... This has to become 1440p because Final Fantasy 14 is a funny game.
So how do you like the new layout?
Of Discord?
Yes.
I don't hate it. I actually, one good thing is I can make it even smaller, so it actually fits on the second screen.
Now, if only you could make something bigger in 14.
You know, without my GPU turning into a fire hazard, combined with OBS hating the experience when the Monk Hour shows up.
Now, the only other thing I would be asking is, no, I don't have to ask anything else. I just skin tight stuff are the best.
Where did that come from? Like, why did you do something? Ah,
I see the V-bone and everything.
I see you saw the trailer.
I saw the trailer. Yeah.
Have you seen the final episode?
No.
Yeah, it's also a really weird episode because it kind of ends with Subaru talking to this random knight I've never seen before. And Subaru apparently knows him and calls him Julius, but I don't know who the fucker is! Like, who is that? What a random way to end the season, not gonna lie.
I know. But does this Julius actually speak?
Yeah, he does speak, but like, I don't... Who is this guy?
Unlike this weird blue-haired chick that is always asleep, this guy's actually awake.
Yeah, that's really weird too. Like, you know, like just like how I don't remember this Rem person. Now there's also this Julius. Like, it's so weird they focus on these characters that we've never seen before. I do like the comment section saying like, "Oh fuck, Julius got the Rem treatment."
Whoever these two characters may be.
I don't know why the game always resets back to 4K and full screen for some reason. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but it bothers me. Alright, now it's fixed. So yeah, okay, so I don't know if we should start doing extremes. Also, the anti-aliasing got worse for some reason. I don't know if we should start with extremes, because do you know when the next mission, when the next dungeon is or boss fight? It's is it soon? Because then we should probably wait for it. But what do you think?
If you mind, you can. Give me a moment.
It has been a few weeks.
I know.
The funny thing is, right? Most people are watching ReZero to see Rem again. And I just know, that she's only gonna wake up in Arc 7. So the next season she will only be there in a wheelchair.
Nice.
We are at For Vengeance, or
yes, we literally are in the next quest. It was gonna give the next quest is gonna give us a dungeon.
Yeah, so I think we should wait on the extremes for now. For this.
And my dude, I feel it sounds crazy, but we might just finish the patch 5.5, 5.
Is it 4? Is it not
5.55?
Is it 0.55?
Yeah,
oh,
we're finishing both patch 5.5 and probably patch 5.55 this stream.
Nah, that's crazy.
We like right now the next quest. Its name is going to be the Flames of War. Well, what's that about? Anyway, that's not important.
I have no idea.
It has a dungeon, right?
Right.
Then after that, we finish the quest. We get another quest, which settles dust, but I don't know what dust, right? And then we get 3 other quests, which maybe 2-3 hours of cutscenes, but still.
Well, Ennis, you have to. You're miscalculating the half hour of credits.
All right, something that's for some god unknown reason we cannot skip.
Not only that, we have to see it twice.
3 times even. Wait, we're at the 6th time at this point. Let's be real.
No, I mean twice per expansion.
Yeah, true.
I forgot to record.
They don't need to hear us rant.
No, but one day I'm gonna have to make the giant review video. Ennis, God save me for if I have to make the giant review video. It already took me so much effort to edit 8 minutes of Hitman since last week.
Dude, you have to dig through so much.
Exactly. So many streams we have done. How many hours we have recorded. How fucking much it sucks to edit large clips in fucking DaVinci Resolve, as far as I know, because it does not show you the time, right? It doesn't show you the times in the preview video, and you can't even smoothly go between the fucking seconds in a large clip. So good fucking luck finding the exact scene you need.
Vegas was it?
Vegas would keep crashing.
Give you time.
Vegas would keep crashing. That's my point. I don't know if there's other ways to edit it, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm just kind of winging it, right? I don't do tutorials and fucking.
Buy an Adobe subscription.
No. Honestly, I'd rather save up money and buy DaVinci Resolve for life, or get a subscription on DaVinci Resolve, which I can fucking get rid of if I don't feel like paying for it anymore. Adobe. Remember, if you get an Adobe subscription, you have to pay money to get rid of the Adobe subscription.
Who are they? The New York government?
Yes. Actually, the New York government is more incompetent, actually.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
It is hilarious now when I think about it, because you paying taxes in New York is the equivalent of what do you call it? Of paying a subscription, right? Paying
taxes in New York is to pay them so that a black criminal that just left prison can kiss you, say that he's a gay gangster and he's gonna kill you or something.
And be attacked by Spider-Man.
In the metro. And no, the Spider-Man is the hero.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. And then that guy gets attacked by Spider-Man. But
I think one of the most NPC moment I've seen is this like black guy harassing this white guy talking back to him, and this black guy saying how much of a gangster he is. And like, well, this white guy's angrily raging at him, the black guy's kissing him on the cheeks and everything. And he's not fucking like getting flinched by that at all. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is like the most NPC moment I've ever seen in my life.
You see, the greatest part of it all is that if you even think about leaving New York City, you have to pay even more money to the government. They fine you to leave, like Adobe fines you to when you try to stop the subscription.
When you try to stop the subscription, Adobe pretends that they are like, oopsie, we forgot to stop sending you payment requests. Ha ha ha, funny, oopsie. Oh, did we accidentally take your money? Ha, you're not getting it back, by the way. By the way, is my mic? The mic is working, surprisingly. So they're like, you know, Lunar Bahamut is kind of a weird primal, so it might not be a normal primal, so everyone might be able to fight him. Probably. Potentially. Perhaps. Anyway, he's an airship, go fight the literal demon of hell.
I'm trying to remember, when did Lunar Bahamut become a thing again? I'm trying to remember.
You know, Asahi, you know, the worst villain in the series?
Oh, right, that guy was ranting and raving and just summoned it. Right,
yeah, and
right.
he randomly summoned Lunar Bahamut without explaining how that fucking works. That's basically it.
Right. That explains why I forgot about it.
You only remember Lunar Bahamut himself because he's cool. That's it.
No, I remember him because I saw the thumbnail. Because I completely forgot about that. And then I, then you mentioned Asahi, and I'm like, right, that's how it went, right.
You know, I think the funniest part, right, is that you can look at the like descriptions where I do have like slowed down on like explaining everything in the description, sure, but like every other description at least somewhat like tells what is happening. And with Final Fantasy XIV, it goes from telling an entire story from like 3,000 to 5,000 words to like only slightly telling the story, and now it's basically just like, we're going to fight Bahamut. More meeting.
Give me 2 seconds. I want to see what the last stream's description was. Oh my god.
And like at every stream, the descriptions get shorter for Final Fantasy XIV.
So fed up. Oh my god, it really was shorter. I remember back then commenting on your insanity for this. For saying what happened the last time.
Like, I did that because I genuinely cared about our adventures and journeys, and you know, I liked it, but at some point...
Look at the fall, look at the fall.
Look at how much, like, writing I have to do, only to, like, at some point I started realizing while writing, and like, man, I'm not even interested anymore.
We showed Elibas the bus, and now Zenos is working with some Asian that took the Japanese brother's bitch body. We made sure to help Gara. The next adventure is trying to fix one possessed primal. First up, fix a kobold from years ago. Now for more meetings. You know, that's from, you know, I'm not gonna read it because it's too much. It's like 3 fucking paragraphs.
That's what I used to do. That's how much I care. But
no, man, get the hell out of here. That what you used to do was like a whole fucking book.
What can I say? I was very dedicated at that.
You were very much in love with this adventure.
I was.
Curious, did it happen in episode 4? Oh, look, here you go. Here you go, 6 fucking paragraphs.
6 paragraphs. I think it stopped doing the patch notes, and I really every time we start doing patch notes, except for like fucking Heavensward, every time we do patch notes, I hate my experience. I fucking hate the patch notes. Like that.
Also in Realm Reborn, patch notes were not fun, right?
Oh, especially it was called Hell Reborn for a reason. Heavensward was the only one that I felt like did it right. Everything else, it feels like you do a bunch of fill until you get to the interesting parts.
Anyway, let's go to the Ether Crystal so we can go to the airship.
Like, you know, that ending cutscene of like patch 3 was so fucking good. If every cutscene was like that, I wouldn't be complaining as much.
The patch 3, what was it again? Where we saved the
where he stopped
Estinian from Wait, no? Nidhogg.
That too, that was great.
The whole adventure was good.
Fucking Heavensward was so peak. I can't, I just cannot do it again. Do you think?
Obviously.
Do you think?
Best writer left long ago.
Sorry, Airship, right, okay.
Airship, yes.
Fuck. I don't know. Actually, you say the best writer left long ago, but this is the same writer, so I don't know what happened. Alright. Now, let's see if this patch actually returned to player base. I feel like this patch will make or break the player base returning, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to think that if we don't beat this game soon enough, it's just gonna become a dead game.
Yes. Alright.
I think, now I'm convinced that they did the AI CPUs because they knew this game was gonna die out, because Square Enix stopped it. Square Enix looked at Endwalker and said like, yep, that's it, that's good enough, let's let the game die now.
Let's test this. Let's test this out, right? If within 8 minutes it doesn't happen, we'll see Tank, and if Tank takes actually that as long, we know.
We know, because it's been out since this week. Yes, this week. So in theory, it should have enough players, though. Man, it's not. Oh man, I don't even think they should have bothered with like great expansions anymore after Endwalker. I'm not gonna lie. I think this was just mostly focused on, I don't know, building up the main game, right? Like maybe like do something more with housing, like maybe introduce some new kind of like fun little thing you can do on the side. Maybe do more, just for the most part, just do a bit more gameplay. Maybe try to innovate, set gameplay here and there. I think it would have been fun. Like just do like updates over time instead of these massive expansions that afterwards they decided, oh, you know what? You're gonna wait half a year for the next patch, and the next patch is gonna not even give you much more content anyway, or more interesting content for that matter. Because at this point, I don't know, I think at this point people like are bored of the story as well, so they notice cracks in the gameplay. Basically, the gameplay is mostly fine, but at some point anyone can get tired of doing the same thing over and over again, and that's kind of the problem like the game is facing now, is that I've heard apparently the next like the recent patch only introduced like new content that also just feels the same as every other content that gets released. Wow, the bosses start with a wait white. How original.
Oh, you know, the healer forum all those years back in Shadowbringers was screaming and begging for some reworks in how the combat works and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes asking for a completely different boss fight that requires, which attacks are random, which allows the healers to innovate,
Yes.
And be on their toes, for example, as one of the many things. But they never did. They always stuck to the same formula that was everything is a DPS check.
It doesn't really help that like the difficulty of the game is also such a roller coaster, because you can do all the extra content in one game, then go to the next expansion, and now you're retarded again.
Yes.
And then then like it's not even like the patch notes are hard, right? Like it gets harder, and at some point I started thinking, well, maybe you should just make it harder from the beginning.
You see, I have been somewhat screaming this. I was sometimes in the forums, and I mentioned this. We are on comments. We are level 90 at this point, right?
Yeah.
Or back then when I was commenting.
Yeah.
We are at level 90. You know, all those levels before, those were actual gameplay moments that could have been harder, right? But every time that some fucking brainless drone would end up telling me, no, but you see, those were just you training to become better at what's to come. And I'm like, no, at level 50, back when level 50 was the level cap, right?
Yeah.
You had a full kit, and the game was preparing you for the end game content.
Yes.
The standard difficulty should have already been set at level 50.
I agree.
And I mean, with difficult, I don't mean it should have been something like ball-bustingly hard.
It doesn't have to be savage, but like you can slowly build up like the main game difficulty per expansion as well, right? Like at level 60 it will be close to like hard modes. Then at like level 70 it will be close to extreme and shit, and then you go further, right?
You could, or you could keep it at hard mode basically, where it is at least challenging. And the biggest flaw,
hard mode is the normal mode right now. I think you meant extreme.
You see, the one thing I've learned, and this is the biggest flaw that 14 has, level sync is fucking garbage if you don't sync
items.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we've seen it ourselves too, right? Where we didn't sync items, we easily beat some of those hard, like, extreme bosses as well.
Exactly. The item sync actually, you know, if they were to make the hard content and have a more reasonable sync going on, right? That would be like, yeah, okay, you get better armor, you do slightly more damage and survive more easier, right?
Yeah.
But the fight is still, you know, long and difficult to do because you still have to do the mechanics. But that's also not the case because, like you and I, even the extremes just melt. And that was what, Stormblood.
I wonder if I can fucking find the current 14 player count right now. There's the Steam chart. Should I look at the Steam charts?
You can look at the Steam chart. It's some indicator, but sadly enough, not the best. As obviously, like you, they also play on Thing.
Yeah,
on Enix's own side.
Yeah, well, maybe I can at least see the date. So obvious, yeah, okay, no, yeah, nothing really beats Antwerp at that time that Antwerp came out.
Put it on the screen so people can see it. No, I'm joking.
No,
at the very least, send me the link too.
Yeah, this is just a Steam chart, right? Like, I'm gonna look for more charts, but like, I'm just gonna send you the.
But I am curious how Steam's population is, if anything else.
It is actually not big at all. Actually, the Steam. I think more people play it through either console or through the what's it called, the Mock Station, the Squeenix account.
Yeah.
So this one is more interesting. I guess there is just a healthy player count.
There was an insane dip at like the 24th for that entire week.
I think dat was op its driest.
That was its driest, right?
Another interesting.
And then it picked up again, but we have to go a bit further. Okay, so in comparison to the last few months, yeah, there is an increase, but then it's, if you look at today, it's on Steam, by the way, right? They did dip back to like 30k.
This one
is better than the rest.
This one I find very interesting. It dipped a lot in February, but it actually does seem like it has an okay amount of players now, but it's all been downhill since Dawntville, I notice here in this small list, but I'm not certain. This one is the daily one. Yeah, if looking at it monthly, like Dawntville really felt like a bad fart, I guess. If I'm looking at this chart.
Alright, I'm not gonna wait another minute, I'm gonna switch over to tank.
Yeah, I guess the game is kind of... To be fair, the server also... Are you fucking joking me? Really?
I guess we're back to old days, but the DPS is being dry. You wanna try again later?
Yeah, sure, fuck it. What do I care, right?
You can try another random dungeon later.
No, wait. Yeah, okay, you know what? I wanna... Let me... No, wait. I wanna grind Paladin, fuck.
We can try that later, you know, after this.
Are you guys ready for war?
Alright. So this is where the war is happening.
Man, not even the dungeons are safe from cutscenes.
I know.
Not that I mind this one though, like it's not like a wall of text I have to read. I completely forgot how to play the game, by the way. You know, the fact that we had a healer on standby but not a tank is funny.
The healer was on standby.
The healer is actually Katsura playing right now.
Cool. Something else that I didn't. There.
What is this? I'm gonna get hit by an AoE.
Get hit.
I nodded. So how did you feel about your 2-week break on 14?
Well, you know, at least I get to start playing a game from the beginning.
That's true.
Like I said, I don't mind simplistic gameplay. You know, at this point I appreciate it after all the meetings.
Yeah.
I guess that just means that we have Stockholm or are abused.
To be fair, we do like playing RPGs and grinding a bit, so I don't know what that says about us.
Yeah, true. But we at least like to play a game, you know?
Yeah.
That's the important distinction.
I like seeing numbers go around and health bars dropping, and I like getting shit for killing enemies. Makes me feel something.
That's great that you mentioned it, but you get nothing from these fights now that I think about it. Like, so only the boss fights.
Yeah, I know.
They took away that satisfaction too.
Can't believe.
40 would do such a thing to you, I know.
At first, the WoW fans ran away from WoW to escape abuse, only to find out the 14 developers were abusive too.
In a different way.
I'm gonna stand here, I don't care. For some reason he's targeting me specifically.
No, I was just looking.
Man, I'm pressing all the fucking buttons.
Good.
Not the ones I need to be pressing right now.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
No, I think the healer doesn't have difficult enough. I should get more vulnerabilities.
I agree. Electric burst? Oh, I see. Honestly, I really wish the lyrics were reball. It would have been funnier. It would have been manlier, not gonna lie.
Oh. Now I get it.
What, how to stop the lightning what?
Yes.
Yo.
There are lightning rods.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take this hit. I'll take it.
Why? I mean, you can do it, but why?
I tanked it. I took no damage. It did no damage. I have 4 vulnerabilities and 3 lightning defense downs.
Imagine being a Dark Knight, couldn't be me. You know what you get out of dungeons, Ennis? Loot that doesn't give you any good stats.
Yes.
Oh no, not the Almilja.
Okay, this one. Any more? Yes, we can.
You know, if I stop DPSing, you guys can just handle it, right?
If you have to take a sip, sure. I'll be fine.
Nah, I ran out.
I can tank it.
Nah, I ran out a while ago. Oh, why did I do that? What a waste. You know, it is fun to actually play a game.
Yes.
You know what game is fun to play?
What? Monster Hunter 1?
Ys Memories of Cell Zeta. Fun game. Good game. Highly recommend. Really good action RPG. It's really funny too, because they completely changed the gameplay from the original version of the game. Yeah, it's a PS Vita game, so like they had a lot more new stuff added, like party members.
Right.
The game is also twice as long. Or more, depending on if you're doing side quests and achievements. But the soundtrack is fucking fantastic. The funny part about the Ys 4 is that it also had two separate versions, one on the PC Engine and one on the Super Nintendo. And the PC Engine version is the same story, but the game is completely fucking different. Which is also really funny.
Hey, this is the boss fight.
No.
There's mooks and dodging some cannons.
No fucking way. The real boss will show up later. You know, I was playing Memories of Cell Zeta, and I'm not gonna dodge these lasers. I'll be fine. Okay, no, that's the wrong way. Well, I'm gonna stand here, and if I get hurt, that's fine. Or not. I guess they really gave me a long leeway to get away from these cannons. Just... No, but like... Oh, fuck! I forgot what I was gonna say. No, I was fighting some of the first bosses of the Memories of Cell Zeta, and I thought, man, these bosses are too fucking easy. I know, knowing Ys, the boss should kick my ass for every fucking 5 minutes. And then, of course, a boss shows up with like 50 million armor. Ah, yes, finally, this is the kind of fucking boss fight I'm expecting.
To be honest, no boat trip.
What do you mean, no boat trip?
No boat trip at all.
In what?
Ys.
Oh, there was a boat trip. Okay, there was no. The boat trip was like the boat trip was already made in. Actually, the remake, the boat trip was already made because the Ys 4 they did the boat trip, but the funny part is that they did mention going by boat and that the boat would crash, and then you have the main character just kind of looking in the distance like, a boats. What I like about the game as well is that it actually, because the main character lost his memory, we actually get to see more of the main character's past. Which did not happen before. Ah, I see. That's okay, I didn't want to play the game anyway.
Is it the same main characters in the first game?
Oh yeah, it's always the same main character, except for Zero, I think. I'm not certain about that one though. I just assume Zero doesn't have it because it's 700 years ago. He's not that old. He's 18 actually in Ys 4. Which means he was 16 in Ys 1 and 2. But yeah, it is always the same main character, but in this time he has party members following him around. And the remake anyway, I don't know about the original game, I don't think so. Which makes me very interested to see what the original game was like. And there is a overarching story, it's just that the timeline is fucking weird. Because Yeast 4 happens before Yeast 3. And there's many other like entries that happen in different timelines. But apparently Yeast 6 is kind of like a accumulation of the previous games with a bunch of characters from the previous games gathering together, as far as I know. So I'm interested in that game. Also, you can save whenever you want in the Cell Zeta remake. So that's also pretty neat. It's like, wow, they discovered they rediscovered the save. They have 300 save files, by the way. Alright. So do we get like a mini game, or is it just cutscene?
No, you just get a cutscene.
Oh, I see.
Isn't it so cool? We're flying on dragons towards the tower.
Where the fuck are we? I don't recognize this place. Do you recognize the place with yellow grass?
No. But you see, it still follows the same formula that every other expansion follows, with just a gigantic open map.
Nah, what? Man, that's a lot of dragons.
Yeah, a lot of big enemies.
So, like, the main plot of, like, Yeast 4 so far is that there's this big scary forest that there are a bunch of monsters in there, and like, you know, the Empire has no fucking basically the I guess I don't really know what they're called again, because I kind of forgot, but they're basically like the Empire. They want to have info on the forest, so they go like, hey, you are pretty good at saving those miners in the mine. How about you explore a forest, alright? And what I really like is that you have, like, you know, some games have like the map exploration percentage, and if you get 100% you get something for it. They basically just turned that game mechanic into a story, point in the game. They got fine. That's pretty cool. Using the game mechanics for a story is pretty neat.
Right, this is party of 4, so this is gonna be a nerfed fight too.
Oh, man, I can't even say like, oh, wait until we get Lunar Bahamut Heart and Extreme, and no, there's none of that. Wait, I've found this I've found one game before, so they're not here for the cutscenes. Head out, boys.
Now, back in the old days of Final Fantasy XIV, you could explore the map. You would actually be encouraged to explore.
Well, yeah, because everything gave you XP too. So you actually have a reason to fight all the monsters off the map. Ah, I fucking died.
Yeah, Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'll just give him my gamer card. My gamer credits. That was, oh god. There's something odd about the stack marker.
No, that's the usual stack marker.
No,
It just tells us that we have to stay on, the multiple attacks are coming.
No, I think you're lying. Oh my god, he's using Mega Flare. Oh. Okay, we don't stay in the circles, I guess.
Some do. You know, I've been through much extreme to think that we shouldn't stand in those circles. You fucking insane?
What, you mean, you want to catch meteors?
For vulnerabilities, nice. Make the healer's life hard.
What the fuck is this move? What the fuck is happening? Lunar Flare? What the fuck am I looking at?
Oh no, 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 no.
Get in the middle at us! Hit to like vulnerability. Yeah.
Oh, just five.
Yeah,
just five vulnerabilities.
vulnerabilities.
Nothing to worry about. Oh no, it's Giga Flare. What am I supposed to do?
Become immortal?
Oh. They're just 16k.
Man. The funniest part is that he actually took it too.
Alright, 20 seconds, 15 seconds left. I can get rid of this vulnerability. Finally.
Oh, shit. Man. Alright, so there's gonna be a circle in the... No, it's gonna be here.
Not in the middle, no.
It's here. And I just want to see me kill the boss.
Do it, you go. Wait, it took him 7 hours just to give me a tank bust at the end.
I mean 7 hours, this fight lasted 2 minutes.
Felt like 7 hours because of how slowly he was doing the tank buster.
Ah, see, Ennis Waits thinks in how like long it takes for him to take damage, whereas because I'm a DPS, I like calculate how long a fight takes by how fast you kill him. See, this is like a different mentality of different walls.
Yes, something that is not appreciated.
So what?
Very recommendation.
So how does the healer? Okay, so how would healers feel? Like how much? Like the party members are dying, or?
Yes.
No way! I didn't want that. God damn! I got pants now. We did it, Dennis. We stopped Lunar Bahamut. That was the easiest thing ever. Remember when Bahamut was like this world-ending event, and now we just like, you know?
Remember how difficult it was to fight Bahamut Savage.
Remember that? Yeah. You know, Ennis, there are 2 times in my life where I have actually felt truly alive. One of them is Sekiro. The other one when I was fighting Bahamut.
Genuinely, Bahamut was the best part. You know what's worse though? The stat squish and everything else that has happened over the last few years did make the fight a bit easier.
To be fair, you still...
If you go without item level sync, obviously.
You still have... Yeah, you still have ultimate as well. Thank you, Dragon Woman Tiamat. I guess we're friends now, right?
Listen, we're supposed to go to the tower and check things out. We're wasting time here speaking to anybody.
Well, I mean, as we still have to have a meeting before we get into the tower. We can have a meeting about how we're gonna have that meeting here as well. Would you like to have a meeting right now? That's very nice of you.
Alright, so how about we go to the tower now? Oh no.
You will make peace for all that then.
No. I already see the pattern already, my dude.
What, 2 hours of cutscene and meetings?
Oh my god, it's even worse. We're not even going to the tower. No. Endwalker, you see, to gain trust, we still need to gain trust of all the enemy tribes.
No. No, Ennis, are you telling me that we have to do the tribe quests?
No, not the tribe quest.
Okay, thanks.
We don't have to do the tribe quest. Instead, we have to do, you know...
Oh no. Oh, is it gonna be where, if we are in Endwalker, we're gonna have to go to every tribe, we're gonna do what we did in Stormblood, and we're gonna fucking do a bunch of fucking main quests to, like, get to know the tribe and then befriend them? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no. You know, pattern recognition is a great thing until you realize you have it. Oh no. Yeah, it's a nice tower. We should probably do something about it. Maar het is toch dangerous. Sometime earlier inside the Balkan Tower. Is that the green armor dude?
Oh no, that's white armor, dude.
Oh my god, that is a thing inside the tower. Oh right, these two are exploring. Okay, I remember now. What the fuck is this? Wasn't the whole point that we would go inside one of these towers as well? Like, I don't get it. Is that a good idea? Noted sex offender spotted. Releasing defense system. Yeah, I think they're already kind of fucking dead. Oh no, what did you do? You turned on the Tower of Cringe. Oh my god, it's Lunar Ifrit. I can't wait to have a boss fight against him that lasts 2 minutes. No! White armor dude! What was his name again?
I have no idea. We already see the pattern again. We're refighting the primals with Lunar.
Oh my god, is that gonna be it? I swear, they blew their load in fucking Shadowbringers and we're like, oh fuck, how do we end it now?
Yep.
Well, it would be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Frikandel. We have dealt his schemes at telling blow this day. Have we? And celebrate I will when we receive word of Aaron Vault save it. Oh, you are such a funny guy, Alphanot. Hilarious.
You know, looking at Blue Exorcist, I never forget that whenever they cut to the commercials, they actually have load screens. It's almost as if you're in a game. I like that. Not, you know, not the shit on it or something. I really like it, but it's something funny. On the other hand, it looks like game load screens.
Well, you know, anime and gaming kind of go hand in hand. Not gonna lie.
It's like legit. They already have the load screens, so they just have to make a game, and they don't even have to design the load screens anymore. Amazing.
Man, I wonder what this what happened. I wonder, like, if there's some news. But there's some urgency. Oh no, Your Grace, whatever is the matter? Well, you know, so basically, like, some people got wood, like, your friend, I believe, yeah, your friend was fucked, basically. But the towers weren't super safe. That's crazy. Why the fuck did we not go into a tower? It was literally right in front of us, guys. Come on. Not safe that it is grave. The surgeons tend to him as we speak. I like how this, you know, this is a fantasy world where we have surgeons, right? But we don't use our healers. You know, I get that the story-wise, it's meant to, like, healing is just meant to, like, increase your regeneration capability, but it doesn't make any sense when you, like, play the game.
No, of course not.
I can instantly just heal a bunch of wounds in the game, but in the story, you know, like, listen, man, sorry. I can't cure that. I can cure blindness, but I cannot cure that. That's too much. So, Anis, how long until the next dungeon?
There's no dungeons. There's only cutscenes.
How long are the cutscenes?
Tell me.
And I'm just saying, like, I guess we only have 2 hours, so maybe we should just do the cutscenes. Alright. Let's go on a meeting.
Talk to the lift attendant. I guess hosting strip.
Yes.
Somewhere we'll find a crystal.
Around this corner. You know what, I just, you know, like, when it comes to patch notes, right, there's a lot of things I don't like about it, but I think one problem I've always had is just this constant walking back and forth in maps we've already been in, you know? It's tiring.
Walking simulators are tiring in general, so this game has in spades.
Yeah. So, like, if you have surgeons, right, do they work with healers where they can, like, the healers can more specifically heal every organ if they can move their hands closer to said organ? Is that how that works?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
I'm not gonna explain things. That will make things complicated.
You know, they will explain how, like, this one guy really loved his dad, but then one day his dad tripped over a can of soda. And the Empire didn't like that, so they fucking killed him. But they won't tell us how healing works. This can of soda killed my dad. I'll never forget. That's why I went on a rampage to steal all the Coda cans. I'm so sorry, Warrior of Light. You've maybe shown the light. The drink was not at fault. It was my dad for tripping over the drink. He deserved to die. What?
今はご遠慮ください。
Can we not, but like, what was the girl's name again? Can we not, won't she be able to tell us what happened at least? Oh, she's here. Won't she tell us what happened?
ありがとう。君がいなかったら、彼はここまで戻ってこられなかったろう。だが、悔しいものだな。私もそばにいられたら。
We could have just gone into another tower at least. Stop! Shut the fuck! Why are you set?
思い上がるなよ。お前が。いや、たとえそこの英雄がいたところで、すべての命が救えるわけじゃない。人は死ぬ。理不尽に。自ら剣を手にしたなら、なおさらだ。兵が戦場で死ぬことなんざ当たり前のことだろうが。いちいち感傷的になって甘いんだよ。それでも未来を勝ち取るために私たちは戦っているんだ。その道半ばで倒れていく者たちを必要な犠牲などと、それを当たり前のことだと割り切りたくはない。救う相手を選ぶことさえできないと、その甘さにいつか自分も殺されるぞ。
Have you ever heard of these nice people called the Crystal Braves? Won't you at least tell us what happened in the fucking tower?
甘いか。同感ではあるが、厳しさは俺やお前のような人間が持っていりゃいいとも思うのさ。叶うともしれないバカみたいな理想を、それでも最後まで貫き通せるやつこそが英雄と呼ばれるんじゃないか。
People like you and me, we get exploded.
このままじゃあいつらはいつか全滅するぞ。そうしたら
Man, for Dola, you seem to not understand. Like, we don't die because we are the main characters, right? Like, Yoshida loves us. He would never kill a main character. So we're good. You, on the other hand, I don't know.
I can't believe it. They finally have the balls to kill someone.
He isn't dead yet. Remember, Estinian died and he came back anyway.
Yes. But Harshafoot? Oh no. No, we can't have
No, not Harshifant though. Like, he deserved death for some reason, I guess.
Sultana, you know, it's the best skill. How could we kill her off? But Harshafoot, yeah, fuck that guy. Who cares about that guy?
I know, right? What the fuck?
You should piss on his grave over on it.
So, are we gonna discuss the towers?
Yeah, we went all the way around. But we didn't even explore the towers. Now we let two let's put it like this, faceless NPCs go in there. You know, they have faces, but still. Who cares what they're doing there?
Yeah, it's like, they will go into the tower, and then what? They'll have information. Okay, and they're gonna tell us this information? No. Oh. But hey, you got to see Bahamut, like, no, you got to see if it kills someone. Is that what you do it for?
Not dead.
Hi guys, what's up? It's me.
七も陛下、お待たせしてしまい申し訳ございません。
よい、仲間のことは聞いておる。彼は我ら名士の要請で終末の塔へと向かった。その結果に対する責任はわらわにもある。 回復を祈るとともに治療へのあらゆる支援を
Yes, I know he will have surgeons. Good.
皆がいる場で共有しておきたいことがあるのじゃ。
What do you mean? We didn't go into the tower. We just killed the fucking guy.
フォルドラはウルダ浜で帰還する道中、塔の内部で見たものを報告してくれておってな。
Finally, we're gonna get some info. Why? But he's not gonna tell us anything. There's a fade to black. Wow.
バハムートに続いてイフリートとはルナイフリートといったところか。
Honestly, like, if Lunar Bahamut was so weak, why should I be scared of Lunar Ifrit? Can I just ask? Like, these guys are not a threat.
そしておそらく強制召喚された万神はテロフォロイの手駒となっていることでしょう。
塔に近づくだけで精神汚染を受けるくらいだもの。内部に囚われていたアマルジャ族はいずれもゼノスたちの手先と化していたはずよ。
So, I guess the towers, they basically just shove in the tribes so that they can summon lunar primals. Which implies that at some tower they shoved in a bunch of dragons somehow and summoned Lunar Bahamut. Am I getting this right?
Can't think of any other way.
So basically Lunar Bahamut will return, right?
Supposedly, maybe.
You know, the tower's still there. It should be anyway.
そちらにも同様の機能があるとすれば、テロフォロイに多くの帝国兵が従う事象にも説明がつく。
帝国本土の様子も気になるところではあるが、もう一つそなたたちの耳に入れねばならぬことがある。普段のイフリート出現とほぼ同時刻に各地の塔からもそうした異形の万神が現れたのじゃ。
Yeah, we got like Lunar Titan, Lunar Garuda.
ルナバハムートほどの力はないようでな。現時点では各国のグランドカンパニーが全力で対処に当たっておる。
Yeah, these guys are not even a threat. Is it wise to use the Grand companies? Can I just ask?
万事問題なしとは言えぬが、何もかも暁に頼りきりというわけにはいくまい。
Wait, what are we conserving our strength for if not for the towers? Can I ask?
I just love the name.
悪い知らせばかりというわけでもないのじゃ。
You know, because the Japanese, they still, you know, they still have to explain what the name means. They still have to translate it.
The sterkst. No, it's fun. Like, doesn't it just literally say the strongest prison in German? Or am I? Is that not? Like, I think this. It sounds like sterkste. So I think I don't know. Like maybe I'm confusing it with the Dutch word, but that would be funny. I am the strongest prison. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Somehow I managed to mute my PC.
Doesn't this German literally means the strongest prison?
Yes.
What the f...
So it's really cute that they had to put the German name in there and then they had to translate it to everybody else. But act like, no, that's not what it means.
Totally, no, it's impenetrable, trust me.
I do. It's like, man, I'm reading this in Dutch, but I'm seeing literally word for word. That's exactly what the Dutch would say, but it's German.
Man. De sterkste gevangenis.
It's impossible to open.
Throws a taco in it. It opens. What?
Ah, zie de sterkste gevangenis is Mexican.
Bribery. Bribery is illegal. I'll never take a bribe. It's not illegal if you don't get caught. Well, you're fucking right. Thanks for the money. How much strength did we even lose? The fight wasn't even that hard, guys. Come on. Yeah, one final fight in that dungeon in Shadowbringers was harder.
I took 5 vulnerabilities.
Should have taken 6 if you want some challenge, you idiot.
Should have taken 7 and then try and eat the tank buster. See what happens.
The Baldacian woman. Because we're trying to avoid women. I'm always trying to avoid women, all of not. So, Ennis, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you love patches? Not the Dark Souls character.
Damn it. Only if those are from Heaven's Word.
You know, Ennis, like, I saw your your comment of like, oh no, it only lasts 1 hour, the update. And I was thinking to myself, actually, I was almost thinking, right, you would go later on stream, or like go like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to update, and then I would go like, no, you fucking didn't forget, you just didn't update on purpose, just to get away from playing this game. Don't fucking lie to me. I was preparing that whole conversation in my head too, just so you know.
It was like 7 hours of it great. No.
It's just a patch note. Not gonna take that long. No, actually, I'm doing pretty good. Give us another dungeon. So, what patch are we on right now, anyway?
We finished this cutscene. If we get an achievement, we're at the final patch.
5.55?
Yes.
And how long is that patch? How many quests do we have?
3 quests.
Does one of them include the boss fight or dungeon?
There is nothing.
Wow.
There's probably an instance. But you know, this thing doesn't show instances, so.
Yeah.
I actually didn't want to see it. Where was it? Press the first quest. Speak. Some more speaking.
So, Ennis, may I make a suggestion?
Go on.
You just like, you know, write us up for like just a one random dungeon, do 2 DPSs and see if we can get in while we do these cutscenes.
Alright.
Just to see if we get in at some point. So Quill becomes a emissary. Okay. Like, hey, the world is gonna end. We have to do something about it. We do.
Not more cutscenes with Asia. Please.
Asia.
最後にハイデリン自身から直接呼びかけられたのがいつか 覚えている？
You mean frikandel?
Alright, frikandel.
Frikandel. I don't know what Yustola just asked.
住民たちが超える力に目覚めた時のこと？あの時の呼びかけは星の中心から常に発せられているもの。ハイデリンの意志による直接の干渉とはまた異なるわ。
ハイデリンはこれまで超える力の覚醒を促し、時に意志を伝え、光の加護けれど、このところは音沙汰なし。ハイデリンが直接的な干渉を行っている様子がほとんど見られないのよ。
What does Heidelin even want?
伝えておきながら導くことをやめてしまったと。
状況だけ見ればそういうことね。クルルから相談を受けて聞いて回ったのだけれど、誰一人として最近呼びかけを受けた者はいなかったわ。
第一世界で言葉を交わした光の巫女もハイデリンなんかじゃない、ミンフィリア自身だった。
ええ、ハイデリンとのつながりはあったはずだから、そこから得た知見もあったでしょうけれど、あくまで使徒たる彼女が現れてくれた。
What the fuck is Heidelin anyway?
ハイデリン自身の声が届かないのは、その力の陰りを表しているのか、あるいは今のあなたに力を貸す気がないのか。長年にわたって星の海を研究してきたシャーレアなら何かわかるかもしれないと思ったのよ。ただ今暁を離れることに心配がないわけでもないの。そこで
Aren't we always short of Quill?
ティニアンさん、
How often is Quill here
私た
anyway?
ちは星の命運をかけて
I guess he did kind of keep the best alive while we were going between
いくらあっ
worlds.
ても足りない状態だわ。だから以前断られたお願いではあるのだけど、暁と共に戦う道を
Come on, Estinian, join us. We'll have a pizza party. Like proper adults.
お前たちが掲げている理想は果てしなく高い。正直その思想を全てにうなずけるわけでもない。だが目の前で救いを求める者を決して見捨てず戦い続けてきた結果として、イシュガルドは救われ、アラミゴは解放された。そしてお前たちの理想に同調し懸命に立ち上がろうとする者がいたことも俺は見てきた。ところが戦いには犠牲がつきものだ。暁にも共に戦う盟友たちにも犠牲者は出ちまう。
So like, they made patch 5. And then afterwards they just made patch 5.5, it just gives you 3 quests and then basically it's just one giant advertisement for the next expansion.
Yes,
Hmm.
as per usual actually.
Yeah. It's a funny way of doing things.
そうだというなら、そのためにこそ力が必要だというなら、お前たちに救われた者として俺は槍を貸そう。
ありがとう、エスティニアン殿。誓うよ。何があろうとも困難に抗い、理想を求めて歩み続けると。
さて、大事な後輩も瞳に力を取り戻したことだし、 これで心置きなく旅立てると言いたいところだけど、せっかくなら励ましの言葉でももらえると嬉しいわね。
シャーレアンで争いに巻き込まれることはないと思いますが、現在の情勢も不透明ですし、どうかお気をつけて。
They made a new figure of Kana from Dragon Maid.
See.
And, you know, I really like the comments because, you know, people are losing their minds. And a lot of my favorite comments is like, Dragon Maid will never beat the pedo allegations. And, you know, the figure is just Kana sitting down eating a donut with nothing lewd about it at all. So I'm thinking here, man, someone
I'm
is...
disappointed. Like, I was actually expecting something here, and I'm like, man.
It really was the most... It's like, man, I think this guy's telling on himself.
Yeah.
It literally is just a normal figure of Kana sitting down and eating a donut. That's literally it. There's nothing blue. It's just a normal fucking statue.
These guys will look at Subway sandwiches like they're 5-inch cocks.
Sees one female anime child. Is this pedophilia? She just exists. That's it. Is that a sword? I don't even know what the plan was. So you sent out a bunch of dragons and then... Well, what was the plan?
Tiamat が解放された以上、今後ドラゴン族を悔いのために捕獲することは難しくなりますからね。ご心配なく、種はまき終えているんです。今は育つのをじっくり待つ時ですからね。それより殿下のあれの制御はくれぐれも頼みますよ。抜かりない。アシエン殿の道具。
You know, at least they got an engineer to fix the lights. It's just now there's just random weapons just being stabbed in the ground for no reason. What is going on in this building?
この星を壊すために景気よく使いましょう。それにしてもあなたの手に馴染む道具もいい加減選定していただきたいものですね。ならば次はそれを試すとしよう。
Wait, so all these weapons are here because Zenos is just picky and he's like, man, what should I do? What should I fight with?
随分と古めかしい。しかし考えれば考えるほど私たちの望みに似合いの獲物じゃありませんか。
Ah, right, this is where he becomes a Reaper, but I cannot show it off yet because I want a job to be surprise.
And then drop it in the trailer. So that fools that were playing it very slowly could get spoiled instead.
You know, nothing really gets past just, like, nothing really gets as bad as Toei. Where it's like, how will Goku defeat this guy? And then Toei on Twitter is like, so Goku will transform. Here's the whole transformation, by the way. Neat. Ah! Final patch! Then we can walk towards the end. I have to buy Endwalker now. Oh no. Do I have enough money in the bank, I wonder? Tsukishiro, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. If you came hoping for tidings from Quill, I'm afraid we're waiting, but... oh, right. Alright, so Lunars have been going all over the place. Begging your pardon, but I don't come bearing an invitation. A council meeting is due. Oh yeah, another meeting, of course. Great, now I have to do mass meetings. This is the meeting that can end all meetings. The giant meeting. Maverick will be dead and will not be interrogated. Okay. Fair enough, I suppose. So, Hannes, have you heard of Ubisoft being a large portion of Ubisoft being bought by Tencent?
No. That's insane. Now we can finally have some good quality games again. With gacha mechanics. Right.
Yeah, more gambling. To be fair, that isn't actually much worse.
More gambling!
That's actually not much worse than what Ubisoft has been doing, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the funny part. I think my favorite part about that whole thing is, right, like, so basically, like, the company presidents and other, like, high executives will get probably, like, a bunch of money from the $1 billion deal, right? Developers will get nothing and will get axed. That's the funniest part.
And DEI will be the main plot of the company.
The AI will do everything for us, I swear, don't worry about
Or
it.
Bridge, as they call it now.
Bridge. The AI, the IA. This is the most awkward meeting I've ever seen. These guys don't even have sound. Why did they not have enter? They did not. They fucking muted the mic in the Discord chat. Wow.
Oh, damn, there's voice acting. I can't skip it now.
I'm sorry, Ennis. We're We're in a great grand meeting. We have to have voice acting for this.
こたびの会議への出席心より
So
感謝
now that they have all of them here, right? We don't have to do any side quests when we go into.
Anus, you are such a fucking idiot. These are all the beast vibes of Erosia. We're gonna go to Garlemald with their own beast vibes.
They'll borrow us from Edric and Walker and let's be like max rank all the beast tribe quests.
Yeah, I said that as like, I don't know, I might just do it. They might just fucking do it, you don't know. Everything's
What's
possible.
this? You haven't done it now. You have to spend every week, like it's a weekly thing, or was it a daily? It was a daily thing, I guess,
もちろんそれができ
because you know you can only do 3 quests a day just to cap a beast clan.
So I'm just gonna tell you, if we have to do that, we're just stopping the game. We're not playing anymore.
Or throwing it in the trash can where it fucking belongs.
Yeah, I'm playing a different game. We're gonna play Mecha Break now. We hate Overwatch-like games, but fuck it. That's how far we have been brought to the brink of death by this game.
さあ銀族の者よ落ち着けメルビブ殿にその気があるならとっくにやっているはず我らは策を練るために集まったのだ
その通り囚われた者たちを見捨てるような攻撃を行うつもりはない我らは困難を乗り越えようやく対話を始めたのだ
そうすべての国と種族とが手を取り合い総力を挙げねばこの危機を打破することはできるだろう相手は星の終末を目指すと宣言しているのだ
So, since we're having political meetings, how about, have you heard that Russia is apparently taking the deal with, like, Trump and, like, buying Greenland so seriously that he thinks, like, oh, I need to go to the North Pole to stop the North Pole influence.
ここに集いし
I can't wait for the North Pole Wars. The North Pole Wars are gonna be epic.
それらが手を取り合えれば必ず
Can you repeat that? So, Putin said yes to the Trump deal of buying.
No, he's taking it seriously. He's like, he actually thinks it's gonna happen. And he's afraid that because of that, Trump will have more influence over the North Pole. So before Trump gets to do that, he wants to spread out his own influence throughout the North Pole.
お主らは感情が高まった時エラから息を吐き出さぬのかともかくここに集いし者たちすべて
I have to wonder what significance there is in the North Pole.
That's
Last time
what
I
I'm-
checked, boats can go to there.
That's what I'm wondering too. Is like, well, what's the point? What do you get out of the North Pole anyway? There's nothing
I get,
fucking
you know,
there.
if you go with the same principle of like, you know, with Ukraine, where he doesn't want to have like UN missiles placed there, because you know Russia is neighboring the North Pole. Maybe that.
It's the only thing I could imagine, but I would find it
But then at
funnier
that
if this
point,
was a.
wouldn't you just-
This would be a fucking amazing 4D chess move if this was the whole point was to like spread out Russia's forces and then attack.
Yeah,
It was
that
like-
would be hilarious.
That would be fucking funny. I would laugh.
戦るだってブル
Aren't you already making deals? Wouldn't you just make a deal where it's like, let's say you don't do any funky shit on the North Pole and we're done?
しまった仲間たちを見捨てたくはねえんだ
I think Putin is kind of like, I don't know, paranoid at this point.
暁が編み出した精神汚染の治療法を共有し皆さん自身の手でお仲間を取り戻せるよう計らいましょう
ありがてえ感謝する
Be honest, when you think about it, wouldn't you too be paranoid when literally, you know, Europe is out for war? Like bloodthirsty and everything.
Well, yeah, but like partially that's also because I decided to invade the country for some reason.
の解決を使命の一つに掲げていた
And
But they're they're incredibly obsessive. It's like, not even a peace treaty will work. I noticed.
Don't get me wrong, you know, like, I do see, like, yeah, Europe is absolutely out for fucking blood.
And
Like,
remember, the only reason why they ended up doing their whole invasion is because UN is constantly encroaching closer and closer.
yeah, but, like,
Was it
clearly,
UN or NATO?
this has been NATO.
NATO.
But clearly this has also gotten the opposite, like, reaction too, because Ukraine might be more willing to join NATO as well.
I believe they were begging to join NATO for so long, actually.
And
Changed my mind.
no, actually, they were very much anti-joining NATO before they got invaded. Yes. Also, on top of that, right, I found this very interesting thread talking about how actually at first Russia was expecting to take Ukraine within days because they thought Ukraine had a similar culture. They had a similar culture, so therefore they should probably be willing to become like a vassal state for Russia. Of course, they forgot that they already kind of took part of Ukraine, and the Ukrainians knew what kind of treatment they'd be getting out of Russia, so they fought back really fucking hard instead.
I think it's, you know, I also think there's some twisted thought in there too from Russians, from Putin's side, let's put it like this, because
Yes.
the part that they took over was already, like, let's put it like this, Russian sympathizers.
Yes.
To put it in simpler terms, that doesn't mean that the rest of the nation would be.
But there weren't. He thought there were Russian sympathizers, but there wasn't because they only took over the country once, like part of the country once. And the thing is, back then there was barely any resistance because back then, you know, they were like again because the cultures were similar. They like the Ukrainians probably were expecting it not to be so bad. But the Russians, when they took over, they did not give a fuck about the Ukrainians, right? And treated them horribly. But of course, the Russians don't think so, or at least Putin doesn't think so. So he's fucking surprised, like, oh my god, I can't believe they would fight back. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. The funny thing is, this damages Russia's reputation as well, because I think at first, right, when the war started, you think, oh, Russia would take Ukraine within a few weeks, right? We all thought that at first.
Yes.
That's been taking years, and now we started to see, oh, actually Russia's forces aren't that big of a deal. I'm not saying Europe's are any better, by the way. It's just that Russia, at least,
obviously not.
Not that big of a deal as we thought.
And I think the reality is that, and it's something that a lot of people have noticed more often than not, is that for offense, you need way more power behind your attacks. Well, in defense, it's a lot easier to defend. They notice with modern warfare.
Yeah.
And so, the last, what, 70 years already, it's like we know that every single war that America went to was against third world nations with no real armies, as far as I noticed, right? So it could get away with a lot of things.
There was also nice amounts of oil.
Yeah, and it's probably also why I think a lot of people's visions were skewed towards thinking that Russia would just easily do the same. But, you know, Ukraine is getting infinite money, in a sense.
Yeah, they've already went out of all the, like, young men.
Yes, which is horrible, honestly.
It is. Like, a lot of people died.
But this is... Yeah, and this is where my issue with, obviously, with Europe comes in, is that they're so driven to continue this war, when I'm asking, like, is there any men left? Is there any, you know, do you really... What's this obsession? At some point, they are going to send us in there.
They might. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. You know, the funny thing is, Japan, China, and South Korea have started to come together and, like, talk to each other and actually start making grand plans with each other as well.
Right.
Really crazy how, like, Trump got voted in, now the world starts moving. For better or worse. I don't know if I don't know, maybe this is a good thing if the three, like, Asian countries start kind of, like, working together in some aspects.
Yeah. Why not?
Now,
It's like...
their people have clearly become more friendly towards each other as well. Like, I know plenty of commenters saying, like, hey, I live in China and have a bunch of, like, friends in South Korea and Japan. Which I think would be unthinkable, like, 20 years ago, even. Because they really hated each other first. Or, like, some did, anyway.
Exactly, and then... It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
And to be honest, I would have wished that would happen more often, but I think that there is a certain interest, and I don't simply mean, you know, small heads with that. Just some cabal going on that is just really interested just keeping wars happening and conflicts.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of this really funny continent called Africa?
Tell me about it. What do you want to tell me about?
The fact that you don't know anything is the funny part.
It's like there is so... I know simply that there might just be conflicts or stuff happening, but I wouldn't know.
Exactly, because no one talks about it. No one cares if there's war in Africa. It's like saying, yeah, there's shit in the fucking toilet. Okay, flush it down. We already know.
Yeah.
But it really shows how people, like, only care for wars when it's popular, right? Like, when it's the Ukraine war, the Palestine war. Those are the important wars. Whatever happens in Africa, who fucking cares?
Exactly. But the only reason why they care about the popular was because again, that certain interest has interest in propping that war a lot more and getting the public support.
And the problem is with the problem is like the public just so easily like shouting so much how much they care about the war and about the people, but meanwhile they don't talk about Africa at all.
How much they cared about Ukraine when, let's be real here, when that war started, nobody knew where it was on the map. Maybe you and I did. I did it. I'm gonna be real. I didn't.
I might have known.
I completely forgot that there is Ukraine when the war started.
No, I didn't forget about Ukraine. I do remember Ukraine. To be honest, though, I would sooner fight for Ukraine than fight against, or fight. I want nothing to do with the fucking Palestine and Israel's conflict. You know, that honestly their problem, not my problem. Ukraine, at least. We have Ukrainians coming in, right? And some of them have a lot of them have at least kind of assimilated within their culture and kind of like actually gotten jobs and shit on their own, right? Unlike certain other refugees that came in here and, well, I mean, some of them, I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, are they really refugees when most of them are men?
I mean... You see, normally, right, I would simply say, well, you see, just because they're men doesn't mean they should be thrown out into war. But then I remember, hey, wait, these people are from a country where they should be thrown out in war. So I don't know. You tell me.
It's like, look, in Ukraine, all the refugees are, you know, most of them are women and children, right?
Yes.
And a lot of young men are dying on that battlefield, right?
Yes.
As far as I know, and we noticed this a lot more. A lot of the refugees that came apparently from Syria aren't even from Syria, right?
Yes.
But are still here. And so I'm at the boat of thinking, it's like, those are, you know, when it's young men, I don't believe for a second those are refugees. Because any other nation would just throw them straight into the lions, into the pit of lions and defend themselves.
I think that I would, if let's say a European country were to go to another European country with young men, I would just simply think, well, that's just the current times. But if I see a country that has a culture of fighting men, I think to myself, yeah, but that doesn't make sense. Think about it. Why would they? They don't believe it. They don't believe in
calling them refugees.
They believe in the afterlife too. They literally believe that if they die in battle for their religion, they would literally go to heaven. So why would they come here as refugees?
Yes.
Like, when you put that into the puzzle, you'll go like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense.
So I've heard some more funny stories actually, in sense that there's some nations that actually threw their prison population out and sent them to the West. They were like, why should we deal with our prisoners?
Actually,
the West is stupid enough to take them all in.
Here's the funny thing, and it's like, I was like, you know, Friday I went to the same place I used to go to, right? The guy is teaching me like martial arts, I guess, yes. And he was talking about, you know, this funny Netflix show called Adolescence. Because, you know, like, we both know that, you know, the original person was black, first and foremost. The murderer was black.
Yeah, I've heard that story a lot now.
But he actually followed it from the beginning. So it actually gets far more interesting. So, basically, you know, there's a bunch of lies, of course. One of them is like, oh, but their family were such nice people, the media said. So you had this one woman was just interviewing, like, the neighborhood, right? And they were all saying, oh, no, those people are fucking awful. They're always loud and screaming at each other. So that was already the first great lie. the second funny, great thing is that apparently, there was some fuckery with the surnames and shit. And apparently, the story goes is that they are from, what is it, Sudan? I don't really know what the name of the country is in English. But basically, it's where the massacre happened, where they were like using machetes to kill millions of people in the 90s. So, there might have been a hush deal, like a quiet deal in the back rooms where the leaders of those gangs that committed all those murders were safely, would stop killing the mass murdering if they were to go to England in peace. And it is said that one of them was the dad of that kid that murdered all those girls. So the kid... So
it's more than just one, I see.
Oh yeah, no, he killed 2, and 1 he killed with 100 stab wounds.
I see.
So basically what his parents did, right, back in that country, he's doing right now in England. Or he did in England before he, he died, right?
I don't know, go on.
So yeah, that's the interesting bit. So like, ain't that interesting? There were also like protests, but like we're not allowed to protest because that's racist.
I remember, well, I keep saying this, and you haven't been, your leaders are stupid enough to just let anybody unfettered, right, unchecked in.
Yes.
Don't be shocked when the crazy people from those nations come here.
The problem is we've all been taught that all cultures are equal, which is not true. Some cultures just are not equal. I'm so sorry to say this.
You're right. You have a good point. Because, and honestly, I'm at the point of saying it. It's like in some places, chances are, if they had a chance, they might have just executed those crazy people too.
Yes, that's like.
But you know what's crazier about this? You know that the new British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, right?
Yes, he banned ninja swords.
He has a history, if I remember it being him, right? Or was it somebody else? But he had a history of actually making the death penalty illegal in one of those nations too.
Well, I mean,
like he pushed for it.
I'm not too bothered by that, but like I don't know what it's gonna like. Why does he bother with other nations?
Yes, that's a really good question. Why does he bother? Why does he care so much?
Well,
about other nations' potential criminals.
How do you feel about ninja swords being banned in ninja swords being banned in UK now?
Jokers, clowns, what else am I going to say?
It's like, clowns. He literally tweeted, like, we heard the people and we took action, so ninja swords are now banned. Yes. And someone in the comments, of course, says, so what about the fucking ninjas themselves? Can I just ask?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a fucking amazing point.
Have you tried banning the ninja?
Have you tried doing something about the ninjas?
No. That's racist.
Yeah, this is it. This is the problem. We are dealing with.
Remember, out of over 300 Minecraft boats, only 5 have been shot down. I'm surprised that there is even 5 that have been shot down, considering the UK.
I know. You know how much I would be just willing to take over the seat, right? Then say, "Be damned, all human rights," and just go oversea and don't shoot the people in those dinghies, right?
Yeah.
But shoot the dinghies. And then have them swim. You know, if you really want to come to England, right? You want to swim to the beach.
Swim to the beach.
And if any of you survive, we'll take you in. We'll make you a citizen, but you're forced to do military service.
No, you're forced to fight in Ukraine.
You're forced to fight in Ukraine. And if you survive?
No, and at that point we shouldn't even like shoot the boat down. We just let them in, and then like. We'll guide them and say that we're gonna go to a nice hotel. It's a military camp, and they're sent out to fight in Ukraine through plane.
Yes. And if you survive, if you're gonna serve for 5 years, and if you survive, hey, you're a British citizen now.
Give them a pistol with only 1 bullet.
And you'll see them immediately. You see immediately dinghies just disappearing, never to be seen again. Heck, you'll see men actually leave the nation too.
They'll swim the opposite direction.
They'll just start swimming to
Remember,
France.
the Minecraft boat, like, you know, some people will always go like, oh, but think about how long their journey has been without food on these boats. I'm like, motherfucker, to get to the UK, they have to dodge so many countries just to get to the UK. They did not go from their country to the UK with migrant boats. They went from France to the UK with migrant boats.
I say it as often as I need to. It's legit. Any person that plays defense is bought and sold.
I think the
and
people
your politicians don't serve you.
I think the people like playing defense have been like fallen victim to propaganda. Honestly.
But on the boat are saying that they are propagandists.
Nah, most people on the street are just clueless. They don't know anything. They just listen to the news and go like, oh, I can't believe. Absolute clowns. Though I think I see more so people just saying like, voting in 2025. Who the fuck believes that right now, currently? What the fuck do you mean?
Man, I fucking wish. It'd be great.
Imagine being able to vote like for like your own country. It's crazy.
I mean, you know, the Dutch did.
And where did that lead to? Nothing.
Yeah, because we live in the cuckoldry that's called the coalition. Then again, what is 24%? Well, then
to be fair, Ennis, can we really talk when we live in Cockhold City? We should leave the city.
You're right. Was it 23% for Wilders, I believe? Or was it 25?
That was enough.
It was enough to get the majority, but it was still somewhere around the 20s, meaning that everybody else voted for every other party.
The problem is every other party is literally the fucking same.
Yes, meaning that no matter, even if it was say a two-party system, you still would have lost. If you think about it.
But we really though, I think the difference with the two-party system is that you vote for like one specific guy in each of these party, and they're like loud enough, like both of them are loud enough for people to make different decisions. Whereas here it's like, do you even like vote for a person? Like, do you think that people even really vote for a specific person in most parties? Most they go for like, oh, what does this party do? Fuck it, vote, done.
They'll probably just vote for the, you know, for whatever the popular point is, and chances are most of the vote for Wilders. Like when it comes to the Wilders voters, right? The PVV voters.
And you know,
probably just voted for
and who got
Wilders.
and the person that got elected didn't even take part in any of this, by the way. He wasn't even an option. That's the funniest part. It's like I think, honestly, one thing I really dislike is like seeing people say like, "Oh, the British voted for this; they deserve this." I honestly
no, the British didn't vote. That's the whole reason why they deserve this.
No, honestly, it's more so just that even if they did vote, nothing would have changed. Like people that genuinely say that seem to still believe in democracy. I don't get it. You should stop believing in democracy because there isn't any. Like, yeah, you can vote, and then they'll pretend to do something different, and then they won't. You can either vote for the train or vote for the bike, but you're going in the same direction.
I think the best way for, as of this moment, how Sarka describes Britain's situation, right? And he did a really good job of describing it. Is nobody voted, and in the end Starmer won because of the, you know, the typical voting base, right? The voter base.
Yeah.
Voted for him, meaning that he got, you know, in a sense he's an illegitimate leader, and everybody knows it. But does that do anything? No, of course not.
But honestly, they didn't have nothing to vote for. Like, you can only vote between the bike and the fucking train, and they go in the same direction.
Yes, but that's what he means, right? They were already dissatisfied with the conservatives, which is why they didn't vote. To show their retarded protest. That's what it is. It was their retarded protest.
Yeah, but what should they have done? Voted for conservatives? There was nothing there. There was nothing. As far as I can see.
No, of course not. Which is why reform was building up until Nigel Farage just came in.
I'd still vote for reform only because there are no other options.
At this, I'm on the boat of saying that
maybe
it's so bad because you have the parties again filled with people that will just kick out anybody that wants to do something. It has been subverted.
Yeah. Also, by the way, did you know the mayor of Rotterdam is full on WEF? And also a woman.
What party is she from?
I don't fucking know. That's the only important parts that you need to know, don't you?
No, I need to know.
The mayor?
Because, you know,
Just say Rotterdam mayor. Just type in.
Yeah,
you'll
because
find out.
because I need to know this, because maybe I do still want to try and vote for vote for the city fake stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to at least know for what party she's from. Is een Nederlandse... Nee. Is er van... Nee, dat is niet de put. I'll look it up. I'll find it out.
Fortunate Levelier. Oh fuck, we're gonna meet her dad.
ChristenUnie.
ChristenUnie. I can't fucking believe that. No matter what fucking party it is, you always have WEF people in positions of power. But that is interesting.
Yes, helps a lot. This is why I was why I was interested, because I do remember back in. But then again, no. What did I vote for again?
Okay.
Was it the burgemeester? Not the burgemeester. I don't think it did.
I voted specifically not for the mayor, but for like the neighborhood. I think I don't fucking know what it was.
It might be the same thing. The same thing I was voting to, right? Not who I voted for, but what I was voting about.
Which had more police officers do patrols, which is a good thing. But there's still more crime happening because the amount of people that start living here that are just trash has increased by a large amount as well. So you're screwed anyway. There's too many people here.
Unfet.
So by the way, Ennis, if you ever look for like, Ennis, have you ever heard of this scam called young people home?
No.
So it's a scam where you go to the fucking Rotterdam site for like living in different like getting an apartment or house or whatever. And then it will say like, you can temporarily for 5 years live in this house if you're under 24 years old.
Uh-huh.
And then, the contract expires. You will not get urgency. And then basically you have to leave. No choice. So you get kicked out and put on the street if you can't find a new home. In the housing crisis. So that they can scam the next young person on the 24. For the record, that person is B at the moment.
I see.
Yeah. So, it's fucking hilarious, right? So for urgency, right? It has to be special occasions, which in Rotterdam means very little. Or like a lot, actually. Because you have to basically be fucking on fire in a burning building before you're allowed to fucking, like, get urgency with shit. So I looked at...
Too late by that point, but...
Yeah, so I looked at Gouda instead, right? Because I want to live there. And then it's like, what do you have to do? Okay, so what are these special requirements for urgency there? The house is too small. I don't like this house very much. That's an urgency request. But actually, one specifically works for me, and that's if you temporary contract expires. I'm like, oh fuck, that I can actually use it here. Holy shit! But you have to have been recorded in the registry in Gouda, or you have to have a special bond with Gouda. But I have a special bond, right? I grew up there technically, so that counts, right? I think it's fine.
Does it?
I think so.
Oh, I hope it does.
Also, if I don't know, it says you have to be registered, right? Officially, and technically I have been registered, so... Because, I used to live there, officially, so... I might actually be able to do this. But I'm able to get it.
Hope you win.
I hope so too. Because, even if there are some foreigners there too, sure. But it's still a lot quieter than here, and it would be a lot more relaxing. Like, I've been there last time too, and it's like, yeah. Like, if you're just a little bit further from the city, you just hear fucking nothing. It doesn't matter where I am in Rotterdam, you will hear something. Holy shit. The difference was fucking astounding, man. Oh look, it's their dad. So, Fortunate, yeah, the world is going to fucking end. I like how we're so bored of the story that we start talking about politics IRL. What else can we do?
ご無沙汰しております、お父様。お元気そうで何よりです。
まあ、二人もよくぞ無事で。本国で待つアメリアンスも聞けば安心することだろう。
お母様はお元気なの？
もちろん、毎日お前たちの身を案じているとも。おかげさまで家族と再会する時間も得られました。聞いたところによると、かつてここグリダニアでは我が父ルイザーが万神の脅威を解いていたこともあったとか。
So how many cutscenes do we have to see until the patch is over?
First, need to deal with the disappointment of a father. Grandpa was better anyway. He's now a fire.
Grandpa was better. He gave us snacks.
ガレマール帝国の侵略も跳ねのけることができました。今日のグリダニアがあるのはかのお方のおかげなのです。
その賛辞は受け取りかねます。私はむしろ父の行いに最後まで異を唱えていた。そしてその考えは今も変わってはいない。
Listen, the world might end, but if we do something about it, we might die, so that's not good. They would rather die so they can... You cannot short history if you're dead! Your way of life will end! You guys are such cocks! The Guardian Empire is fucking dead! You're going to fucking die! It is the end of the world! Thank you, Kan-E Senna. You know, you're just speaking sense here. Grandpa really was better. What do you mean, hyperbole? No, it's literally the end of the world. What do you mean we would know? What the fuck?
Jess, I'll give you some positive outlook once this cutscene is over. We're at the final quest.
Nice.
Now you can go back to raging up on this old man.
You are so fucking retarded. What do you mean I would know? To be fair, I hasn't seen anything the enemy has done because again he's safe on his little island.
Now suddenly I'm kinda understanding why the European Union wants to go back to war so badly.
Why the world is gonna end?
This guy's making me sympathetic to the European Union's war hungriness.
Holy shit, now I hate him even more! You made me understand the EU! How dare you! What I'm saying, Ennis, is that if we attack Russia, we can all take a piece of Russia because of how big it is.
And do what with it?
Well, then get their. Well, I mean, first and foremost, we can get their gas and oil. So you see, we can make our country clean, and we make Russia the unclean country.
You know, it sounds great and all until you then realize that America starts bombing Europe to get that oil.
God damn it! Okay, Ennis, I got a solution for that though. No, I don't, because Europe doesn't have anything. Fuck.
No. If we can get it before America, and it's Trump is still there, we can say, Trump, let's make a deal. You're a businessman, right?
Yeah, we could do that. Okay, Ennis, so we need to actually do like 2 things, right? We need to go to war with Russia and defeat Russia, right? That's like one part. The other half is trying to kind of like just sneak into America and just kind of make Trump the actual dictator.
Why make him the actual dictator?
Okay, well, Ennis, listen. There's only JD Vance. What was his name? Vance? JD Vance. What was his name?
JD, yeah, go on.
Only he could kind of replace Trump, perhaps, maybe. Right?
Right.
So, but he also dislikes Europe at the moment, right? So I don't know if he would really go through with it. But Trump, I think he would like the deal, right? So if you make Trump the dictator, because we don't know how long the war against Russia would last, right?
Right. If you make him the God Emperor, then we don't have to worry about the future.
And he's still old, right? So he might die at some point of old age. So, you know, big deal, right? He will the next dictator will be the JD Vance. But then beforehand, we can make the deal, right? And we'll be good. You know, if we're not caring about like world peace, we're just doing blood sports, right? Like that's what I would do. if I were to just doing blood sports here, armchair war economics. Don't worry, I won't get drafted like Dev.
Yes, I think you're able-bodied enough.
Now I'm retarded. Like mentally, I'm retarded, Ennis. Like on the fucking paper, it says I'm too retarded to handle a gun.
Are you sure they might not just retest you at some point, just to see if that happens?
And you think, Ennis, listen, it's quite simple, right? I'll fail the test on purpose, and they won't suspect anything because they know I'm retarded already.
You're right. Damn, I hope that my blindness actually helps out.
It might actually, though. You might get maybe you'll get Ennis, you get an office job with the military.
You know what? I'm fine with that. Serving the military bed somehow. I'm gonna just dress them up and give them guns.
Oh no, fuck.
Good luck, boys.
Don't make me fucking develop guns and like don't make me just fucking do like just attachment.
Put you into a factory to make bullets.
No.
Hey, Jess, you finally don't have to, you know, worry about money. You get paid by the government even more.
No, I get €5 and crayons. So guys, I have an idea. What if we just conquered the island? They're not gonna fight back anyway.
You know, you try to do that and they suddenly pull out Ultima Weapon.
They can't use the Ultima Weapon, and they can only charge the Ultima Weapon in history.
You're right. They show you a picture of Ultima Weapon and make it look really scary.
They'll show you a picture. Look at this photograph! So, Ennis, I have an idea, right? If we were to go to war with Russia, because Russia is trying to ally with themselves with China, but what if we were to ally with China instead and say they could get a piece of Russia instead? If we win. Because, you know, at this point, like, you know, we're talking about doing evil things, like, somewhat evil things anyway for our own benefit. Like, do we really care if China is a bad country at that point?
No, I'm just left with the question of when will the nukes rain?
Okay, so, like, when it comes to nukes, right? We basically set them on standby. Actually, what if we just, like, nuke Moscow, right? But then take the Russia's a big country, right? So the rest of Russia would be fine. We're only fucking, you know, turning Moscow as a nuclear winter.
Look,
actually, how far?
I don't know if there's stealth nuke. Look, I don't know if there's stealth nukes, right? But the rule of a nuke is when there's a nuke thrown at you, you just throw one nuke back, just to make sure that the other guy goes down too.
Well, yeah, that's why we should not do it. Actually, that's why I don't think we should do it, right? But like, we should have it already, because you know, we don't know what Putin is doing. He's threatening, but we don't know reality. But what if we did have a stealth nuke?
By the way, You know something crazy I heard recently, right? Is that we actually like back when we developed the nukes were recently developed, right? Back in the day, they actually held back the power level of nukes.
Oh, I can imagine actually.
They could go even further beyond with the explosives power, but they were like, you know, we don't need to go that hard.
Oh. So, Dennis, if you want to go even more evil, right?
Should advance the nuclear
No.
technology weaponry and.
No. What if we just take
Wait,
all
what?
the illegal immigrants and all the people we don't like, right? We put them on planes, right? Cargo planes, right? And then it will make it look like at first to the Russians that this is gonna be like paratroopers, right? But instead, we're gonna throw off all these people without a parachute and drop them onto them as a distraction while we take them from the ground in the oceans.
Trying to think.
Okay, what if we
would
also
be the
strap bombs
reaction?
on top of those people so that they blow up when they land?
You would make sure. I'm actually truly wondering what would be the reaction. Would they just go straight for nukes?
Well, it's not a nuke, right? So,
No, it's not a nuke.
but like
it's
it would
at
be
that-
such
at
an
that
evil
point,
action.
You would be carpet bombing them with corpse in a way. So
Yes.
would they just carpet bomb back?
They might carpet bomb back. That would be a concern, but that also means that we just have to like increase our air defense, right? Which you should do anyway. To be fair.
Yeah. You know, when you say that, right? What are the chances of how quickly we get shut? You get shut down for doing your corpse carpet bombing?
Well, it's AI controlled. So the plane can just crash.
That
Well, I
doesn't
care.
change the fact that they will still shoot it down.
The plane
you know?
will
It doesn't
crash
change
with all the
fact.
bombs.
True.
What if you just load a nuke onto the plane?
Yeah, just to make it complete, you know, complete package.
Make it so
And to send them a letter.
those evil fucking strategies.
You send them a letter and say, "Listen, we're gonna send the plane over your airspace. Don't shoot it down.
Like,
you get blown up."
Listen,
You
I'll be
get
like a war
nuclear.
general, right? And I'll first try to be as nice as possible, have like the most ethical war strategies ever. And then someone will call me soft, and then I go like, alright. And then I'll,
Gloves are off.
alright,
You-
corpse bombing.
Hold my gloves.
Oh, fucking man, the gloves are off, motherfucker. When you throw out all human rights, right? Like, the fucking war strategies are gonna go nuts.
Well, you see, once it happens, right? Well, once you you know, shed your humanity basically,
Yeah.
and do all the atrocities, then every other part of the world would just follow suit because they realize you're just not. There's no point in holding back.
Well, yeah, there's no point in holding back, but there's a question of, like, what would they actually use in return? Because, like, you know, my corpse bombing is used by illegal immigration, but these guys, like, what are they gonna do? Like, they're prisoners?
They're just gonna either it's prisoners or just gonna do plain old war just to take you down, without any further thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is plain old war, but, like, you know, to be fair, the problem is,
Yeah, but
like, we'd
then-
have to have all the countries being in on it too, right? Because, you know, the European...
Yeah, obviously.
So it's not gonna happen. I mean, it's never gonna happen anyway. It's a fucking stupid strategy. I'm just making it up for fucking shits and giggles.
No, you know, we're here in the hypothetical world of shenanigans, basically, right?
Exactly. Don't actually commit war crimes, by the way.
The question is,
But do
at
be
that point,
racist. That's the one war crime I'm okay with.
like, which nation would you be controlling though when you do the war crimes?
Germany, obvious. And as Germany is the one controlling the European Union, so obviously Germany.
I see.
And you know what?
No,
Like they'll
say
get
that
blamed
the
for it.
nations-
It's easy to blame them for it too.
Yes, because then the question is indeed is like, would the other how long would the other nations be in on it?
Well, France would probably be in on it.
True.
Britain
would probably still.
Britain will nag but not do anything about it.
Britain will just be blown up next on us.
I would probably get like fucking sentenced in the fucking court in Den Haag though. The international court in Den Haag. It would be super easy too.
Yes, but if you have a big enough cock like Netanyahu does, then nobody will arrest you.
People will only arrest you if, listen, war crimes are only war crimes if you lose.
If you lose. start creating the bot that will blow up pregnant women.
I like how, like, you know, Watch This has another, like anti-human death weapon that is using, like, other humans, right? And, like, you know, everyone is asking, so where are the pregnant women? You know, we know you have some pregnant women inside there.
You know, we already have the pregnant woman-friendly tank, so...
I just love the Marines was fucking funny, too. It's like, we bought this random NPC I found on the wiki back, and he spawns us in this spot, and it had like a random ass backstory for why he was here. And then he had some fucking dying too. I have no idea what they're talking about, by the way. I kind of stopped caring. After our Frikandel somewhere. I guess Frikandel's doing something. I said Cardinal, okay. Cool. So, Anis, do you have any, like, war, like, if you were to shed your humanity, right, in this hypothetical question, what kind of fucking bullshit war strategies would you think of?
I would start off by sending out these adorable puppies and plant them with bombs.
Like, listen, Anis, okay, like, I'll draw the line there. Fuck that, don't do that.
And then send those adorable puppies to the cities, right? They're gonna be really adorable and cute, and everybody's gonna love them. And then it's gonna start off with the fireworks of terror, basically.
I somehow feel like my plans are not evil anymore. Like, we just fucking, like, carpet bomb people with undesirables. You fucking choose puppies.
It is to catch everybody off guard, and potentially also the president of the nation.
Okay, you know what? If we're gonna go that fucking far, right? No, never mind. But I have something funny in mind. You know how hungry the Russians are, right? Because the Russian soldiers don't get fed.
Yes.
So we pick some fishing poles and literally hook some fucking steak on it and it's fucking bait.
Freshly barbecued as well, you know?
Yes.
That's a funny image in my mind.
What if we like were to like what if we just like actually like also have like advertisement of like Russians can join our army instead for like, you know, good like human rights and freedom in like when we take over Russia.
Why go that far? Just say, unlike your government will feed you.
Unlike your government will feed you. And actually, I would do this no matter what. Actually, ironically, I'd actually like send in chefs to the battlefield so we actually have good food for our soldiers. Unironically, yes. I'd do that. I'll give bonus points to those that survived, you know, a battlefield. They'll get extra good food to incentivize their survival, so we keep our soldiers alive. So I'd have to wonder how good of a strat that is. We'll have to see. Ah, he's in a wheelchair. At least he survived. I'm very hungry. Huh. Hey, Alice, there's just a piece of steak just floating around on the line. I wonder where that goes to. I'm gonna eat it.
You know what? You know what you should do? The extra step. You should, instead of making it, put it on a car with a fish hook, right? You should try to make this entire either conveyor belt or this like a rope that keeps rotating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, at the beginning or somewhere around that rope, you just have the cooks barbecuing and making the steaks, and then you hang it onto the rope, and then it rotates through throughout the battlefield, distracting the enemies. But yeah, obviously you have to do that without gunpowder, because when the gunpowder is already raining, then they won't smell the delicious steaks anymore.
Yeah.
You have to do it before. And then rain the gunpowder.
So, What if we were to advance AI and have AI controlled tanks? But they're not like tanks in the normal form that they like shoot. They are instead speed tanks that go at this, like, I don't know, the speed of sound, that drive over land, just so they can ram into all the Washington buildings and Washingtons.
I see. You just made AI battering rams.
Exactly.
You see, it sounds great and all, but we realized that just flying drones are a lot more efficient.
They are efficient, but they're not as chaotic.
True. Do we also have those battering rams play in Mule's team too?
Yes. Actually, I'm thinking about it now, but I don't think it's such a good idea because. Okay, I say that we want to do evil battle plans and we want to take over Russia, but taking over a country is easier when you don't attack the people. I know, shocking. We shouldn't attack civilians whenever we can. I know that sounds like a crazy suggestion, but I think it would be easier.
You were planning on taking over a nation?
And as I just literally told you, the plan was to take over Russia and keep pieces for ourselves. Well, did you not fucking listen to what I said?
Why worry about an uprising if there's nothing?
Well, it's quite simple, right? Like, we don't you... if I were to go full evil, I would just say, like, don't you want slaves? But no, like, what I mean is that, like, the point of us taking over Russia is that we could, like, maybe use more, like, we could maybe convince the people to, you know, join us, because we're not gonna, like, you know, we're gonna give them freedoms, right?
We're not gonna give you puppies that will blow up in your face.
No, that's just the retard talking in the back. Fucking ignore him. This is why he doesn't go to. This is why he's not sent to the front lines, because he's too stupid. Actually, Ennis, no, I would have you as advisor, right? So we would sit down on the general table where we have where we talk about strategies, and I'll let you talk about your first strategies first, so that whatever I'm suggesting is not as stupid.
It's not as evil.
Then, you know?
Yes.
So anyway, what if we give candy to children that can explode?
Say again?
What if we give candy to children that can explode? So the bloodlines end.
No, one way to demoralize a nation.
No. Honestly, like after you said the poppy thing, there's nothing. There's nothing. I cannot think of much worse, to be honest. Okay, Anders. Perfect infiltration idea. What if we mimic a Russian tank? Right? Perfectly disguise the Russian tank as a Russian tank, right? But to make sure that nothing goes out of the ordinary, we drive backwards into Russia, so they think the tanks are returning to them.
Genius.
That's so fucking stupid. Okay, Anna, so it's the middle of the battlefield, right? Well, the Russians are marching, right? We just sit down on a fucking giant-ass dinner table and have a gourmet. And tell them that they can join if they want to join us.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm joking, right? But this actually happened during the battle against Japan. Like, not exactly like that, but they actually did, like, fucking throw out a bunch of, like, tables with food. And show the Americans eating to show off that, yeah, you know, you are outnumbered, not only outnumbered, you have no food while we do have food. You have no way to win. I am actually pretty hungry right now. Fuck me. So, Enes, I got another dumb strategy.
Go on.
So, you know, do you think that OnlyFans are worthy of life?
Yes.
Okay, well then I don't know how you would agree with this, but what if you sent all the OnlyFans and like all the porn stars, right? Like just half naked towards the battlefield, and hold up a sign of like, you know, you can, if you stop fighting, you can do it with me, right? And then the soldiers just sneak around.
Sounds like a great distraction, not gonna lie.
Also, make sure that all of them also have like the fucking nicest looking turkey in existence, right? Or like any kind of really great food.
Yes. So that they'll not only drool over the pussy, but also over the food.
You can not only eat me, but also the food.
Yes.
You're gonna get your bread where you get your meat. Or you're gonna get your meat where you get your bread. Whatever. You know what I mean. Oh no. Ugh.
Finally. But truly we've been the thing we've been waiting for. The solo MMO experience. Right.
Any Russian soldier who joins us will get a free Steam account with 10 games for free.
Don't tell them that those are the worst games that were on the bargain sale.
No, that...
Sonic 06, Concord.
No, and we're gonna give them one of the most highest Western AAA games, like Shadow Creed, Shadow, Assassin's Creed, Shadows.
Can you believe that Alphanov and Alessia were disowned?
I'm proud of being disowned by the cock. I don't really care. Like that guy, it's like, oh no, the world is ending? Nah, I don't believe you. Bye. God, what a fucking retard, man. You know, the only problem I have with the EU going to war is that I have no reason to fight with the EU, and that's mainly because the EU sucks now. Like in Germany, they literally want to ban lying. They want to make lying illegal.
It's the same EU that has relied on Russian gas for so long, and then were Pikachu faced. And the war started.
So actually, yeah, we first have to take over the EU and then take over Russia, actually, now I think about it.
Yes. Then again, do you really?
I mean,
maybe you could just start doing a whole economic pact and everything else.
Oh, we can do an economic pact. That's fine. You know, just...
and then you know also start adding with one preface is that yes, we are still adding what do you call it? I think to Ukraine to NATO. What do you call it? NATO. Just so you don't do anything funky. But hey, we're not going to do anything to instigate this war anymore, right? And you'll become an economic partner, and everybody wins. You know, that's too childish of me to think. I'm gonna be honest.
No, instead, Ukraine should just give up all of their resources to America instead. That'll make peace, I think.
Yes, obviously.
I think that's a fair deal.
And not.
That's a lie, by the way. I'm joking. Just for someone to take it seriously. I don't know what kind of deals the Ukraine has been completely given, but like they've been, from what I heard, they've been given like the most shit deals. But you know, instead of negotiating, Zelensky just screams in like an angry child.
Yeah, he with the language barrier he was because I see some of it. It's too stupid. Why did you have a language barrier going on? Don't talk any more than it's necessary.
Doesn't he?
Because it's obvious that you're not getting your point across, whatever that point may be.
Does he also not have a translator?
Yes.
Alright, the Empire
But you know,
is attacking. These are not even real. Are they even real anymore?
Like you could notice it with the way he was speaking, right, and the way he was pouting in that whole scene. Is that he wasn't able to get his point across, and and everything else. And I'm like, you should have never on camera do this ever. You wasted your time. I don't know why he talked again, right?
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Like, I think Russia is a bad place, but I'm not necessarily a fan of like Zelensky, right? It's a different story. I think it's a different thing.
The honest answer for me is just that I rather not want Ukraine to be settled. End up being another puppet, right?
Or for anyone, really.
Exactly. And it's the vibe I'm getting from it, so.
Yeah, it's like either it's gonna be a puppet of Russia or America, and I think that's probably also why they're so willing to continue with the war anyway. Whether or not that's a good idea or not, I'm not so certain either, but that's just how it is. Wait, do we have to... where the fuck do I have to go?
Go into the direction if you can find what was his name again?
Alphanot?
Alphanot and yeah, Estinian. There you go.
Like, I would never ask for war, that's mainly because I won't be participating in it, so, Unlike a certain Canadian, I realized that, I'm not fighting in it, so do I really have the right to say whether or not we should go to war? Like, even if I were to find it a good idea, I don't really like, I don't really like it. And I wouldn't be fighting it, it's not fair if I were to say, like, oh yeah, let's go to war. Like, it's an easy thing.
I'm just thinking of possibly there might just have been a way to just not end up ever going into the war, right? Having it started now. There could have probably been something that prevented it. Like a certain leader.
Anyway, let's vote for Joe Biden again.
Thankfully, he isn't running.
No, it's Kamala Harris, which is way better, I think. What? I don't think so at all.
Actually, yeah, nobody as far as I know.
Well, I mean...
He came to the worst, in the worst possible spot, where the only person they have is AOC.
Oh, they've lost.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, they've already I feel like they've already kind of lost a long time ago when they started, like, never listening to anyone but themselves. And then, like, just constantly have the worst people around. I don't know. Whatever happens, though, there's not much I can do about the politics. Anyway, my way of life is charting history. I would not dare not participate in it. War bad. Oh my god, it's a crab. What the fuck? So this is a red mage, supposedly.
Very neutered. Incredibly neutered.
I mean, sadly, this is less neutered than most other kids I've experienced in this quest.
You're right. At the very least, you get to have a cool burst going on.
You do.
By spamming the 2 button for a good while.
We haven't even started Burst Walker yet. Sometimes you get even more bursts.
Oh no. You have to play as an astrologer?
With a neutered kid?
With a neutered kid. Oh no. Wait, do you actually have to heal? No.
Wait, where do I go?
It's the fun part, you don't.
Like, Gara says, with me, Alyssa, and then he just sits there.
Oh, you have to go. You have to go to where Gara is and talk with the pig.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You know, if you die once, right, you have to do the entire thing over again.
Better get good at healing, Jess.
You know, I like that there was like a moment where the Canadians might be going to war or something, and V was just making fun of Dev, going like, ah, you might get drafted! And Dev didn't like that for some reason.
I think my favorite part of it all was when he started saying, "Ha, I won't get drafted anyway, I'm too fat for it." Smoke motherfucker, you.
You know, they have surgeries for like overly more, you know, obese people. But Dev, that just means you become the tank.
All extra fat is giving it allows him to, what do you call it, deflect bullets anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And all bullets can only make it part way through the fat, let's be fair here. You just hold your breath, right, to make your belly bigger, and then like just bounce the buckets and cannonballs back. So, basically we have to stop some primals, or else like they're gonna like have a chain reaction explosion, and they're gonna like cause earthquakes and other natural disasters. Did I read that right?
Probably did.
Oh no, I have to play Astrologian. Oh no, it's Lunar Odin. Wait, but... Okay, well, how many towers are there?
Now, it's great when you have to play as a neutered kid with all the
I don't know.
buttons at the wrong place.
It's also my favorite part is that I cannot read what every button does.
Alright. I couldn't be arsed to read what the third skill does. But I can tell you with confidence that the fourth and fifth skill are single target heal, the fourth button, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fifth one is multi-heal, AoE heal with regen.
And I have to heal Thanquid every so often.
Every so often, yes. You also have a shield button that gives you both regen and some damage reduction, but it's like somewhat of a channel. Your second attack is your second skill is also an attack, and I don't know why you have to press it. Don't forget to not only heal Thancred, but also your Stola and the purple thing in the middle.
What am I supposed to do with attack? Oh no, I have to heal. Oh, that's
4 and 5 for healing.
Yeah, but which one's the multi-heal?
5.
I see. Oh god, what the fuck is this? Oh no, I stood into the 8 circle.
The 8 circle is pretty nice though.
And it's, if you like 8 so much, have you ever heard of this nice place called California?
I mean it that way, but...
I heard the beaches were very nice this time of the day. Fuck, I have to stand still to heal?
What? You have to stand still, Jess?
I can't do this. So I have this question, and is astrology boring?
Healing is boring.
So, and what if bosses did more random attacks that would cause more damage to certain enemies? Which would mean that the healer would have to heal more than just the tank and would have to keep more healing skills intact, like, you know, ready.
I fucking failed the duty.
Oh, I'm so sad.
I do not know what to expect at that last bit. What was I supposed to?
What bit was that?
Oh, you can resume from midway? Oh.
Impossible. I think you're lying to me. You're gaslighting me.
The god of face. That's the face you get to do after you finish your angers.
Neat. I have to keep healing the crystal, I guess.
Oh, I see. I guess you have to hit the butterflies with break. Okay. We'll come to you for later, Jess.
He's preparing the gun gear. Oh no, I'm out of here. Oh no, this is the wrong way.
If you have freed Frankfurt or you stole in stack, a lot easier.
You stole get over. Where's the Frankfurt is fucking dying! Holy shit! Fuck me, he's so far away. I hate healing. Is the crystal at full HP? It's gonna do ultimate Suncat. What do we do, Ennis? What is Suncat Tuku? What is ultimate Suncat Tuku? What do we do?
If you have made sure to save Frankfurt from his doom,
how do I do?
Then you can then you can stack.
I think he died actually before he could do anything. Yeah, he died. I killed him. What are the crystals of Quinch anyway? Man, these Lunar Primals ain't shit. Alright, what the fuck are these buttons?
So, the ice spell gives you MP back. The fire spell is your big damage. You just have to spam that, right? 4 and 5 are your healing options, with 5 being AoE and 4 being single. 3 is a dot. And the Q, or in this case, the purple button, is to spam when butterflies are on the field.
Oh, I see.
It doesn't do any damage, but it stops them from casting for like 15 seconds, which is necessary.
So basically, this is a neutered black mage.
Yes, with a gimmick button being the last one. Also having healing spells, which is preposterous, but you know.
So Break just like pauses the butterflies.
Yes, it stops the butterflies from casting, which you know, you just want to make sure so they don't explode on the crystal in the middle and you die.
And I guess Alyssa can heal herself.
Alyssa can heal herself, but you probably still want to keep an eye on her health.
Like the 5th healing skill is the multi-heal, right?
Yes. You know, at least having that cast does give you like a nice, you know, a regen, so...
Alyssa, right, here. What is he doing? Oh my god, he's using gravity! Alright, it's this attack.
Oh, and break also works against orbs when the orbs comes in.
I see. Holy shit, Alyssa, you're fucking dying. Holy shit. No, I want a black beige potato disappear. No! Well, at least I don't have to worry about ley lines, I guess. Oh, my dad is saying something. I'll have to react to it later. Remember when we were the God Killers? He has a shield now.
You know, this is where the orbs comes in. Just make sure to, you know, break the orbs. It's a nice AoE, right?
Yeah. Let's say, you know, can you do it?
Let's say it's busy with other things. So you just attack, you know, in between breaks, attack a few orbs.
Oh no. There are more orbs! Oh, the orbs are gone. So is my patience. Alyssa, oh my god, Alyssa, please. Please, Alyssa, come, just heal. This fucker, I'll thunder him. Oh, it says the Moses. Ah, it's Lunar Bahamut. Is this where we fought the Queen Armor dude once?
Yes. You know, this is the usual arena where we do PvP fights.
You know, this would be funny, right? If I were to play as like a Stinian or something, and I can see like I'm controlled by AI. That would be funny.
And you do all of these moves that you never seen before.
Like somehow I'm a samurai, but I do paladin moves. Honestly, Rambon already did it once, so he already cheated. We know it's possible. Oh fuck, I entered the fucking 8th dimension. Okay, I'm gonna die here. Or not, because my party members are great healers. That should not give me peace of mind though. Oh my god, he's gonna... Oh no, nails. I remembered it. I've played this game before. I know exactly what this is about.
You lost most of your health to this attack. Oh, paid per finish your defense.
When did I last upgrade my equipment?
Be like upgraded. I think we've done it before we ever entered like a
How many access?
final dungeon.
Are you wearing better accessories or something?
I am a tank, but yes.
Oh, oh, yeah, okay, well, now you have to answer then. Don't you fucking bitch. Oh, fuck. I am taking all the hits. I might as well just play flat. That was bullshit. He wasn't even close. Guys. I just had a funny question, but like, could you perhaps heal me? Oh no, not this attack again. Where the fuck? Oh no, in the middle, okay.
Follow the AI, Jess. They know where the safe spots are.
How do they know?
They're AI. Of course they know.
How do say I know?
Ironically, somebody said that he would use trust as a means to learn the dungeons.
Trust?
Yes, trust. You know, AI partners instead of human partners, because they would always know the safe spots and everything.
There's some sense in it, but fuck that thinking anyway. Oh my god, why are there so many nails? Oh wow, it's Needhawk. You know, I spent so much work trying to destroy these needles and then fucking... This guy ruins it. Can't believe it.
Just, you're dealing with Destinian. I've forgotten who you know, the main character.
No, that's
the guy who gets a good vacation.
But that is Thancred, but yeah. Actually, Thancred doesn't get a good vacation. That's the only difference. You know, I think that if we have like half an hour of credits, we could just set up the PlayStation 2 emulators at the very least. I think that would work just fine, right?
Right, which version of the game do you have?
I haven't downloaded it yet, so I have to download it first. But like,
Sure, we have the same version.
Okay, hold on, so... Because like, I'm gonna download it from CD Romance, right?
I seem to have the American version, so if you have the same thing...
I'll just get the American version, I think that would be fine, right?
Just so we make sure that region lock isn't a thing or any other garbage.
Yeah.
That might happen.
Man. Alright. Wait, why are we healing him? Damn.
アリゼ、精神汚染された者たちは
できうる限りは治療したわ。ポークシーを持つ術師たちも全力を尽くしてくれた。でも全員を救うことは
暗い顔をなさるな、暁の勇者たちよ。観音体徳、帝国に連れ去られた同胞すべての帰還はかなわずとも、少なからぬ者たちを正気に戻すことができた。我らが同胞を救うため、そなたらが視力を尽くしてくれたことは疑う余地もない。だからどうか顔を上げてくれ。
私はまだ未熟だけど、これからもまっすぐ走っていくから。伝えてくれてありがとう。あなたたちの言葉に私の方が救われたわ。
決して完全なる勝利ではない。それでも私たちはきっと前に進んでいる。
Oh yeah, we still have to finish the empty.
We have to do. Oh yeah, fucking right. I forgot about. I forgot about the empty. Can't believe it. Good thing you mentioned it. I actually completely forgot about it too. Oh my god, is that the moon? You seeing the shit, Dennis? The moon? Ah, so that's the end then, right? Well, Anis, would you like to give us your humble and very favorable opinion of the patch notes of Shadowbringers?
They were the best thing I've ever experienced. Peak writing. Man, I was in tears from all the things that were happening. Zefla was completely right. May we enjoy such a wonderful thing again. By the way, Zefla loved Shadowbreakers, so
Most people did. Most people did.
Yes.
The thing is that
Just so you know that I'm not being facetious or something
I think
with her opinion.
it's more like it's not so much even like these patch notes were so bad. It's more so just that when you're kind of fatigued of the game, the patch notes of both this and like fucking like Stormblood is just there are interesting bits, but in between you do so much shit that just doesn't really matter, and you get so tired of the already pretty long story. And it's not even like the story is bad. Like I feel so mixed all the time when I'm at the end of this because. There are things that I think is cool, like, oh, you have this whole war, and then by the end you look all up the moon, which is probably going to be like the final frontier, and like, oh yeah, that looks cool, right? Like, I'm thinking, wow, this shit is so cool. But then there's the other part of it is like, oh man, we have to do endless amounts of fucking meetings that barely mean anything in the end. And so much of the same kind of shit gets said as well. At some point you just kind of get tired of it. And when it comes to the actual story, it's like, there's a part of me that thinks they already blew the load early in the end of Shadowbringers and has had to make something up to get like another expansion going. To have a finale, I guess. So they added villains that, like, honestly, I've said this before, but like the Emperor would have been fine. Like he could have just discovered something and then like, you know, gain some power or something, and then that will lead us to fighting Zodiac, was that his name? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zodiac.
But no, that's not what happened, is it? Maybe have Elidibus crash out in Endwalk instead of the end of Shadowbringers. But no, that's also not what happened. When it comes to gameplay, it's like, you know, it's fun. If I'm playing the game, I'm somewhat having fun, even if it's easy. Because at least I'm doing something. The bar's pretty low. But like, yeah, everything we've said before, it's not so much a problem with the Shadowbringers patch notes, it's more so a problem with the entire structure of the game being very formulaic to an extent where you kind of get tired of it. The only thing that's saving it is that the story is interesting enough. Though, here's the thing. I enjoy Shadowbringers' main MSQ to some extent, at least, story-wise. But the patch notes, I get especially tired of because you're just going to the same locations over and over again. And I think the stories also, most stories in the patch notes are just not as interesting. A lot of it is meandering as well. But yeah. And I sometimes I wonder really, is it just that like the game is so bad, or is it just because the game just doesn't change at all and it's just kind of tiring because it's such a long game that you have to play and there's nothing, again, the difficulty curve is so all over the place. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so Ennis, I got a question for you.
Yes, go on.
So I'm not saying we're gonna do this, but what if we were to like play the Japanese version but patched in English instead?
Of Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
How so? Tell me about it.
I don't know, I just saw that as an option. So, I'm not certain. I don't know what the difference is, but I see a lot more comments on the Japanese version. Like, 30 comments on this one and like... Yeah, hold on. It's not, like, maybe they will have an answer here. Being able to play the private server courtesy of MH8 Old School and being able to transfer your save to Monster Hunter G to check out the new content there. So unless you really want to play online, there's not much of a reason to play this. Oh, Ennis, if you want to play online, we have to get the patched version, actually.
Okay. So we have to go to the Japanese version.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't say. I don't know if I can send you the file. I cannot send you the file, can I? Fuck.
Can you not send me the link instead?
I'm not certain. I think you have to log in because of certain things happening. You might have to log in to like Retro Game Talk. So you know they do this because you know DMCA shit. So they have to now log in. Yeah, it's not a big of a deal. You can just like make it.
Otherwise,
you can just make it. So, hold on, which version do we want? Because we want the... The private server of courtesy of MH Old School. I mean, I don't know if it's required though. You know, just download it and we'll see if it's required. Otherwise, I can download both the English and the Japanese version. Hold on, which version is which? So, oh, I have no idea where this. The other English patch is like I have no idea where this came from. So download English 0.9. But otherwise, we'll have to check out. I'll have to check out if we can actually do the American version online as well. To how much like maybe it doesn't matter actually. So you know, we'll see. I'll just download both just in case. It takes 5 minutes. Yeah, download. Either way, we have options. We know online play is now possible. You know, I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick while this credits play.
Know how painful it is to nowadays write, write my email. I've gotten so many work emails. Just the muscle memory kicks in with every email.
Ah.
Alright. Guys, bezorgd trash.
Okay. So. What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm just looking at my email.
Oh, I see.
Trash. There you go. That's what I've been looking for. The verification code.
Monster Hunter PS2. How to play multiplayer with emulator. You can now play every Monster Hunter's online mode. That's great. Alright.
Hello, fellow hunters. As of this weekend, every Monster Hunter Games online mode can now be played. This is just a quick video to let you know where you can go to get them set up. I've talked about it quite a bit on this channel, but there is a Discord for the Monster Hunter 1 and G servers. They only work with the Japanese version of
This one is...
No, nothing. I was just checking the credits of 14.
This one is talking specifically about Japanese version as well. Oh, this one is a newer version of the patch though. Actually, the this video has a newer version of the patch, English patch, if you care about that.
Yeah, sure.
The Google Drive link. I don't actually know if this link is correct now though, looking at this. Maybe you have to remove the 3 dots. No, it's deleted. Oh well. Old school English patch. What is the most recent? I don't. I wonder why they specifically went for the Japanese version though.
Maybe the Japanese have made a private server.
Hmm.
The NTC version.
Monster Hunter PS2 NTCS version multiplayer. Monster Hunter. I don't really see anything being possible with NTSC version being multiplayer. I see. So the American version was also different networking, and there's also some different content. There are dual swords and the second item box page in the American version, Ennis, do you know? Because you probably played it.
I did play a little bit of the first game, and there were no dual swords there.
Then the Japanese version has dual swords. How do you feel about that? Apparently.
Oh, I'm willing to try them out and see how they feel in the Japanese version.
Oh no, dual swords are in the Western version, but not the Japanese one. But the Japanese version does reference those weapons. What the fuck?
Oh.
Let's
double check that for a moment.
That's weird. This guide is out of date though. What is the most... Okay, this is the most current guide. I see. It would seem that we have to. It would seem that we have to play the Japanese version if you want to do multiplayer on emulator, which is general because I don't think it's possible otherwise.
In addition to the lore of the old world, Mind Guard is definitely worth checking out, as it was cut from Monster Hunter Freedom 1, making it a PS2 exclusive feature. I'm currently working on a video essay for Monster Hunter
I'm playing the American
which will delve
version,
more into
but
the
I'm
finer
not seeing
details of the online.
I'm not seeing the dual source, but they come in later.
So go check that out if you know what I mean. Next, just keep selecting.
Oh, this one is also showing the Japanese version. I'm just gonna assume we have to play the Japanese version. There is no other choice, as far as I can tell. Unless Hamachi does actually work, which I don't know if it does. I don't think it will, but I don't know.
The original Monster Hunter with only 8 weapons. Japan did not receive the dual source until 2009.
What the fuck? Why?
Aren't you guys? Is it Capcom from Japan? What's going on?
I don't. Why would they do that? They even referenced the game. They even referenced the weapons in the fucking game itself. Just so you know, like even in the Japanese version, it's like the game. The lore-wise, they recognize its existence, but the Japanese are like, no, that does not real. Oh boy, it's a Japanese text too.
Turn off. I want to distract myself from the 14th soundtrack. This guide made on July 2023. Okay.
Man, I forgot how to download thumbnails. Okay. So, for my understanding from this guide, you'd have the Netflix settings menu for whichever game you want to play. This is the only part of the process that is different for each game. So, I'll just pick up a controller, I guess. Oh, so what is my dad saying before I... Okay. Let me just pick up my controller here. See if everything works. Didn't even bother to look at the game patches. So Capcom really just decided, you know, Japan doesn't get dual swords, fuck them. Is my controller actually set here? Or can I not skip the intro? Okay,
Downloading.
that works.
Yeah.
Alright, so I go to options. Did I just go backwards instead? I did. Alright, that's right. Circle is the confirm button now. This is a Japanese. The game is Japanese. Okay. Oh, Ennis, you might get fucked over.
Yeah, I know. I'll be fine. I'll just get used to it some way.
That's how it works. There's some epic music for a screen. These are not the network settings. Oh. Right.
So you also got the Japanese version
Yes.
dispatched?
Yes.
SCP with some numbers too?
No.
From the link you sent me to.
And you need to get version 0.9. Like the you need to get the.
You mean the second? This is the newer patch found.
Hold on. Wait, hold. Hey. Huh? Hold on a minute.
Get it.
Hold on. It's like. I need to go back to the page. That's portable. This is the one. You're supposed to get. It's just called Monster Hunter English version 0.9 on the Retro Game Talk. Where did you get it?
No, that's the one I pressed because I thought it was the second one.
But
alright, I'm going with the 0.9V.
Yeah, that's the one you need. That's the one made by the guys that have the server.
Right.
Not certain if the other one works either way, but like, you know, yeah, just to be sure. Let's play the same version.
Obviously.
Yeah. Hold on, so I have to look at this guide. I don't see the network options at all unless I have to go to a different menu.
You have to in game. You have to first make the character. Then, when the option comes to go the load town or village, you go to town. Which then asks you to make an network save file on the memory.
It says to select continue instead of new game. Well, I'll see what happens. Alright, so I can choose a memory card slot. Alright, so I get new. Why does it say continue?
Did the English patch already fill you?
No, it's like I think you need to make a hunter first, and then later you can change it. I guess from the continue menu. Okay.
I know you have to make a hunter first.
Alright.
Then when you get to choose to go into either town or village, that comes later, right? Which is basically choosing single player or multiplayer mode.
There's no point in going for female character, right?
I often found the armor sets not to be that good looking anyway.
Why does changing my face change my entire race?
I see how it is.
I'm so confused at this. Why? What the fuck are these? This is so weird.
The character creator was never that good.
I can see that.
And these credits are still going. We're half hour further.
I know.
Yes, you have a double speed option in 14 to speed up the thing.
Have you sped it up the entire time?
I sped it up midway. I'm still going.
And it's still going. Holy shit.
Just press.
Just so you
press
know,
and change.
the Assassin's Creed Shadows like credits take 3 hours.
Oh, why? You know what it is? I absolutely hate the future of gaming, which is 5-hour-long credit sequences because there's so many people working on it. And for what? Oh, did I get to the end? No, I got the guest creators now.
Please enter a name. How do I enter a name?
You are playing on the PS2 edition, so there should just be a keyboard appearing out of nowhere.
There's no key. What is... I cannot... How do I enter a name?
Can you type at all? With a keyboard?
No.
You need to go into the controller options to see if you can...
Oh, I see. No, I was mistaken. I get it now. Okay.
What happened? Tell me.
So, you know, I thought like if I was pressing the side, right, I can then put in the name, but no, instead I have to go actually to name and then type it in. Okay.
Oh. Produced by Square Enix Ltd. Oh, nice. Ah. We still need to talk to Maverick to finish the quest. I see how it is.
Oh no. We want to save this character. You cannot use network mode unless you save. Yes. Alright, so I save the character. I go to this. Yes.
I'll go to town, not village.
Okay, so I go to town.
I'm gonna ask you to make a network file on your memory card,
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
They
Then
did.
you make a network file, and this will ask you to edit the network settings.
Now immediately thrown into the game.
Alright, Jess, you can already play online. How beautiful.
What do you mean I can already play online?
I don't know. I don't know.
And did I did something wrong? I'm just sleeping in bed here, man. I'm gonna have to make like a different hunter, right? Just to have like to do this again for the live stream. One day I woke up while the credits kept playing in 14. It never fucking ended. I'm in a village though, and what do I do?
You just go to the bed and get out.
How do I go? What do you mean I go to the bed and get out?
You just interact with the bed, and then you can save and quit.
Alright. Well, fuck. I don't like sleeping. Yeah, fuck. I don't want to wake up. I'll go back to sleep. Save in the current memory card? Yes.
Alright, which...
Quit to the main menu? Yes. Oh, finally. I think the credits are finally ending.
Oh, okay. See.
Of course, there's still a special thanks. Whenever you think the credits finally end, no. We got more.
Yep, there it is.
Oh fuck, I thought the credits were over. Fuck, I did it again.
English scratch by MH
But
Old School.
I also assume that if I am gonna go networking, I cannot turn on like I cannot do like things like save stating, and I cannot do things like.
Oh, you're playing with me.
No, yeah, but like, I don't think I can. There's certain things I cannot do then, right? Or am I crazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so we're going into this hard.
Oh,
if we're playing this together.
Oh, fuck me. Why did you put me up to this? Yeah, I looked it up, right? The main game, there's nothing extra. Just the main game is already 40 hours. Why did you do this to me?
Go from one grind to another.
And it's literally wanted us to stop playing 14, to stop grinding. And then immediately went, yes, let's grind again.
What? Stop grinding? Are you stupid?
Apparently I am, because I said yes.
I wanted you to stop meetings.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I like grinding much better.
What does Maverick have to say?
You are gay.
I guess I am now. No choice in this, but... Oh, there's no voice, so...
You know, why can't it just simply end with the fucking, like, credits? Now we have to have another meeting before we end the game.
So we can cut to black and go back to the Guardian Empire. Good lord, you guys
Can't
really
we-
do not like to keep it suspenseful.
Can't we just end the fucking game before, like, just have an ending? Hey, your dad was a dick. Yeah, I know. So let's just invade. Me can have words with if I can fucking talk to the dad and punch him in the face. You know, I was joking when I said we should just attack the fucking island, but hey, you know what? This reminds me how in like Tenken, like there's one island where if people aren't going, or one continent where people aren't going to fight. If one country doesn't send its soldiers to that area to fight, all the other countries will come to that country and destroy it because the world would end if they fuck up.
Yeah.
It has never actually happened before, but just the fear alone was enough. Again, the world will end if no one comes to that continent to fight. So if one country start joining, they're gonna, you know. One thing that did happen though in Tenken history is that one country thought, oh, he sent all the soldiers to the continent, let's attack the nation now. And then all countries did indeed unite just to fuck that country.
Peculiar.
Oh my god, this Xenos is a Reaper. I thought we were gonna keep this for later, I guess. Did they have this trailer for the Reaper already before this was like sent out?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna assume that the trailer came after Shadowbringers finished fully.
It would be funny.
By the way, Xenos' aura is killing the stream.
Hold on. I have to stop the fucking, like... I wasn't expecting a voiced cutscene, actually. Like seriously, the game just never knows when to fucking just... You can end! The credits played! We'll see more next time.
では急いで調整いたしましょう。神の門はこうして完成しているのです。
Holy shit, shut the fuck up. I just want to set up the grind game so Ennis can be satisfied.
念願の獲物に手が届く。
I gave him the choice of the game and I'm regretting it now. I gave him one, just one. I thought like just one. In the first game he suggested this original Monster Hunter.
You know, the other game was God Eater too.
Exactly, that's my problem. I could have played a good game.
You could have played another grind game.
Yeah, but at least I'd have fun. I mean, I might have fun here, I don't know, but like, fuck me. Actually, I think God Eater 2 would be less long. Unironically.
You might be right.
The thing is, I still wanted to God Eater 2 this year, so we're not doing one grind game now, we're doing 2 grind games.
Wouldn't this be our third grind game though? Or this is
What's
already our second? Because we did play like, what do you call it?
What's the first
Grand Blue.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know what, you're right. We're doing the 3 fucking grind games this stream. This year.
Don't count 14 as a grind game, this is a meeting system.
This is a meeting simulator, it's not. It's a walking simulator next. Holy shit, I do not fucking care. This is the first time Xenos smiled in his entire patch story, just so you know.
It's over. Why would you want to play New Game Plus?
There's another cutscene! Why does it never end? Why does it just fucking end? I just want to go home! Come on!
Don't you love 14?
No, I don't, please! Just fucking end already! It was fine! Holy shit! Oh my fucking god. I just want to end this fucking stream. My dad comes tomorrow. I want to clean up the place. I actually want to like clean up a major part of my room. Actually, like there's this bunch of rubbish piling up in the right corner of my room, and I kind of want to sort it out. But no, instead 14 is like no, no. We all have responsibilities. We have meetings to attend to. Don't you know?
We'll have a meeting about your real life responsibilities next.
Fuck me, I just want to put shit in the garage, right? That I don't need at the moment. And I'll tidy up the room a bit. But no. 14 refuses to let me leave.
いくつかの地点で観測を行ったが、週末の塔に近いほどエーテルの減少が顕著だったよ。
Cool.
塔が地脈からエーテルを吸い上げてる可能性が高いってこと。これが万神召喚のからくりだったのかしら。
I've tried blowing up the towers. But there's people inside them who fucking... it's the end of the world. They're probably already dead. This has nothing to do with how we ended like the last cutscene. Like we just like this, you just add another thing that we could have added in Endwalker. Like it would have been fine. Guys, please. Oh, of course, and I'm getting talked to by fucking Heidelin because the story doesn't end. Please. Wow, the end will come. Thank you. At this point, I wish the world would end. Fuck me. Thanks for your cryptic bullshit, Heidelin. Thanks for your cryptic bullshit. I'm so happy. That really helped me out. By the way, Estinian calls you partner in Japanese. Like, you guys are like, hey, partner, eyeball. Japanese Estinian is more for bro.
It isn't Anjefant. We now have Estinian as the Estinian as the best boy.
I've got two questions. First, why is the moon orange? And second, if it were red, Tsukishiro's a vampire, but should be at full power right now.
Don't you know there's another Bahamut waiting in that moon?
Ah, super hyper duper deluxe Bahamut.
Obviously.
What a new game plus? New game plus? Get the fuck out of here! What?
Like, you know,
why are you doing this?
I have been wondering this for some time now, but why is there a new game plus in FF14? Like, it has been a thing since what they called the first when the game started.
I assume some people just want to replay certain MSQ things, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's like I can only assume it's for content. I can only assume it's for content creators, right? Like they want to redo certain things to record footage, maybe.